Oh, what's going on? Sorry. That tune started playing there. Started playing in the background. The intro tune. How we doing? that was the worst start ever. That's up where the Gavs start. Take two. Hi everyone and welcome along.
Start at Ibrox for the week.
Oh, I know, eh? I don't know if you heard it, but on my end, I started talking and then the intro tune started playing again. I was like, what? Anyway, welcome along everybody to this Endless Celts episode, the eve of the big game, the Mora. But we're joined obviously by Willie, Stephen and James. How are you doing, guys?
Oh, mate, I'm doing fine. I can't wait to talk Celtic. Wasn't due on tonight, but you know what? I just had the itch. Had the itch to come back on with you, lad. The Friday team ready to get stuck in.
Aye, I seen it in the comments, and Wally called you out on it. He was itching to get on, folks. But how you doing, James?
Aye, all good, mate. Looking forward to the night. I've been kind of wishing my week away, trying to get to Saturday morning, but we're nearly there. I'm looking forward to this tonight, and then obviously looking forward to the Mora a wee bit more as well. So, aye, we're nearly there. No long left.
Aye, good man. I don't know if you noticed, I was adjusting my camera there. The thing had slipped down. I was starting to sink again. And yourself, Willie? How are you, mate?
Aye, I'm good, mate. Aye, sun's been out, tap's been off, on the beers now, so aye, looking forward to getting stuck in the night.
Aye, I was working outside today. I was doing a driveway gate, and I was all geared up. I had the scalp cream out with me in the van and got there, and there was nothing but trees or the tap it, so I hardly seen any sun all day. But
for fuck's sake.
That's what it is, eh? What we all drinking tonight? I'm on
Rockshore.
Managerial.
I'm on my Copperberg, the same as last week. At least I've got the weather use this time.
I've got perfume. A Corona now, but I've got James's favourite, chilling, the Guinness Nitro Surge, so that'll be good on shortly.
Just make sure you give a wee review when you pour it.
I'll send a picture. Post a picture.
Aye. And as I say, welcome along to all the viewers. Who's in the night? We've got Who's the Snitch? If I can get these up. We've got San Fran Celtic. Bear with me, this pad's as slow as a week in the jail. We've got my mate there, Stephen McCall. How we doing, mate? I'll see him at the bar. The Mora. Wolftone 67. Welcome along to everybody anyway. And I hope you're all looking forward to the game. And I hope this wee short 2.5 hour podcast will get you in the mood for it. But we'll see how we go. But before we go any further, I'm going to show the guys if I can get it up.
Do you want me to do it? Do you want me to put it on?
No, you're all right.
Okay.
I'm the man. I'm the man. I know.
I mean, the blue pills for a reason.
This is what's coming up on tonight's show.
80% of it now is mental. Got a lot of work to do in the week, get our plan ready, and then next Saturday we're going to have a bit of fun then.
Aye, we'll have a little bit of fun. Hopefully we will. Top video making skills, Willie. Again, superb, mate. Before we get any further, I'll just touch on the Super 6 table. So, where are we? There it's there. So we've got Joe Finlay out in front. I think he's been at the top for a while now. I think he's going to win it. I think he's going to get the big star prize. Stephen Coulthard, he's just not going away though. That guy kens how to get it done. He's like the Celtic of the Super 6. He just stays there. We've got Mark Robertson in third, Ryan Taylor, Kieran Gilhooly. I really struggle with that name every week. I apologise if I get it wrong. Alistair Jack, Franny in seventh, Kevin Hampsey in eighth. I've sneaked into the top 10 and overtook wee Wally at the top there.
First weekend I forgot to put scores on, and it's really annoying me that Franny's top of the Endless Celts again this year. We hate to get that fucking sorted, man. So
aye, how far? No, it's not that much of a gap. I'll get him.
Somebody take his phone off him and just make sure he doesn't fucking put scores in for a couple of weeks.
And then we'll just get all the other stuff out the road first before we get right into the podcast. So the SPL predictor table that we do, I've not got the predictions for this weekend, but I've got the updated table for the scores for last weekend. And Franny isn't doing as good in that. James, I think he just makes his scores up. He kind of cheats, but we'll go with it.
20 quid.
We've got James. We've got James on 103, myself on 96, Gavin on 89, Franny on 75, Wally 72, McGinty 67, Jed 63, Anthony Dunn, our very own, 62, and Stephen 50 because he hasn't put it on for about 9 weeks because he's captain. He thinks rules didn't apply to him. But hey ho.
When does the split happen in that table?
If Stephen doesn't give me an updated score, something's going to be in split. Tell you that.
Stephen's got less points than Livy.
Super, Wally. Right, but we'll get right into the podcast now. All the nonsense that nobody cares about apart from us is out the way. But so the big game tomorrow, obviously. I'll come to yourself first, James. I think this question is more. It's how we'll approach the game, but also how you think Rangers will approach the game as well. And I'll put this question to everybody, but it's obviously you're going into it and we don't have to win the game. Of course you want to win the game, whereas Rangers have to win the game. So it's a bit of a double barrel one. How do you think Rangers will approach it and how do you think we should approach it?
I think we'll probably approach it the same way we approached like the Hearts game last week, the same way we approached the game at Ibrox as well. We'll go out to win the game as much as it's must win for Rangers. Obviously, we know what a win does for ourselves as well. It pretty much finishes it all, but mathematically. So I think we won't change the way we play. I think the team picks itself for the Mora. In terms of the aim, I don't know. It will be a wee bit an interesting one because the first half of the last game at Ibrox, they did kind of sit off as a wee bit, and obviously they didn't have any success for it. But they're going to have kind of different personnel probably this time as well. I know if we talking to a couple of my mates that the centre half pairing that they'll have is a wee bit of a worry for them. So it's a bit of a kind of catch-22 for them, in my opinion. If they come out and presses, then it probably frees up the space in the areas that we will look to exploit it. Obviously, being the home team as well. And if they sit off us, then we'll just kind of play around them as we've done at Ibrox. So, as we were talking about off air, I'm feeling confident. I actually dislike how confident I'm feeling because I never feel confident getting into these games. I'm the kingy that I'll take the draw line. to be fair, a draw wouldn't be the worst result for us, but I just feel everything's teed up for us. It's been too smooth. The Liam Kelly rumour aside, I think this week's been kind of plain sailing. There hasn't really been any rumours about MD being injured. There's no been any kind of discontent. There's been absolutely nothing. And then you look at the other side and you're seeing, obviously, that Silva last week with celebration. They're arguing with the supporters outside. They've got injuries mounting up. Their fucking managers biting on something that wasn't even bait. So everything points in the one direction. But then, as I say, yeah, fair. I've just got this wee hanging at the back of my head that they'll do a result against us, but I don't be the Mora. I don't think it'll be the Mora. I'm confident, and I don't like it.
Listen, I totally agree with you there, and I've just said listen again straight away. But hey ho. But I totally agree with what you're saying there. I don't like every other game. Wally, you're one of the most positive guys when it comes to the build up to these games, and in the previous games, because of the injuries we've had and all the rest of it, I've always been very wary. But this game, Rodgers keeps telling us, and we all know anyway, that we are in the best place as a squad as what we have been all season. And for me, I've said all week, the closer it's getting, I'm sort of calming down a wee bit, but I've said all week that I felt it was going to be 4-1 to Celtic, and I just don't know why. I'm really, really confident. I'm the same as you, James. I don't like being this confident. I would rather be wary going into it and then getting the result. It's hard to explain. But Wally, I'll come to you just on. Listen, for me, it's a tough one. I think when you're at home with the crowd behind you, you approach the game. Listen, we've got to go and, well, we've not got to go and win the game, but we've got an opportunity to basically win the league title tomorrow, all but win it, bar goal difference. You go out there and you play your football and you take the game to Rangers at home. There's no other way of doing it. Probably the bigger conundrum is how Rangers approach it, because they want to stay in the game. But I don't know what you think on both fronts on that question.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I'm usually pretty confident going into every derby game. I think our team is, talent-wise, is there's a supreme difference for me. I know we've maybe not showed it in the points tally this season. There's 100 podcasts you can go back and we can explain why that's the case. But yeah, I think I can understand it. I feel uneasy because you are all confident, because it's usually not that way. You are always like, no or no, and I'm always like, well, fucking do they? Don't worry about it. So it makes me feel a bit uneasy as well. But I'm just as confident as I have been in the other games. I'm not any more confident or any less confident. I know I can understand why people see us as clear favourites, because we are kind of, the momentum's with us. We're in the ascendancy, like you said. The gaffer said that it's as strong as the squad's been, or it's as good a place as they've been all season under them. I would agree with that. And they're kind of in a bit of disarray just now, like James said, with all the stuff going on in the background. So yeah, I think if we start the game like James said, like we did at Ibrox or like we did against Hearts, we'll see with the full house behind us as well. The stadium will be absolutely rocking. If we just go at it, the first whistle, I think if we get an early goal, I think that's game over. I'm very confident, and like you say, it's effectively a cup final for the league. All the cards are in our hands, and we just need to go out and do the business, and I believe we will. With regards to how Rangers are going to approach it, I mean, they need the win, but I don't see them going gung-ho for the first whistle. I think, like you, I think they're going to try and maybe sit in tight and try and keep it 0-0 for as long as possible, and then try and get the crowds kind of quiet and take it for there. But I think if we play the way we've been playing the last few weeks and we get at them for the first whistle, like I said, I don't think there's much they're going to be able to do about it. And their keeper's out. Butland's in, so Goldson's out, so he's going to be... it's only one pair of hands. It's only one pair of hands that we'll get by this week. So
I was in there, like, I was...
only one pair of hands instead of two this week we get by, so...
Aye, no, listen, I'm RT. I really am, as I said to James. I don't. Listen, I think it's Shell Tick. If I could find the comment, she said she prefers. Stephen, you're going to hate to do these comments. This pad is a total nightmare, right?
That's
But
fine. That's fine.
it's so slow, man. But she said that she prefers going into these games as underdogs. I understand what she's saying. I don't know if I prefer it. I prefer it when you come out the other side and you've won, like we have done in 2 or 3 games previously this season, Stephen. But on that, is that how you feel, or do you prefer going in how we're feeling now? And then obviously the same question to yourself on how both teams approach the game.
I mean, me personally, I think you all know I prefer to go in with a negative outlook, and then the best comes, and then I get called out for it the week after. That's how I usually approach these games. But I mean, for myself, it's a strange air of confidence. Like, I do like it. I do like feeling that we're going to do them. But it's like what James said. There's something in the back of my mind going, pulling me back again and be like, don't get too confident, don't get too arrogant about it. And that's why I'm trying to play down how I feel about the match. It's going to be an end-to-end game. I've no doubt about that. And as Willie said, it's a cup final. More for Celtic. If we win it, I think the league, we can all say, without being too disrespectful to the rest of the teams that have to play, the league's done basically. But the way we have to approach it, I think what Roger said, it was perfect in his press conference. We'll have to approach this like we would any other game, and it's a good spot for us to be in. It's a good spot for maybe us to take advantage of and actually finish off this league campaign. I wouldn't be like Anthony Dunn and say what will be will be. I don't subscribe to that attitude. You know what I mean? But it's for myself. I mean, it was quite confusing today watching their press conferences. Well, the snippets that Sky Sports Scotland put up on Twitter, or X as people call it now. One press conference from Clementine said it isn't a must-win. And then Jack Butland says it is a must-win. So even they sound confused in their own camp of what it's meant to be for them. So look, I love all the kind of the uproar we're seeing and with their players and supporters, with Fabio Silva giving it all this and that. Do you know what I mean? It might not mean as much to them anymore in terms of the abuse they've received. Maybe they've just went, fuck this shit, I'm going to be looking for a new club. But obviously we're not privy to that information. But from the outside in, Rodgers has Clementine rattled. And then the days after that, we've seen all the kind of the fighting among the fans. And funny enough, it was after the game they actually won. In terms of Celtic, look, we have to attack the game. We have to impose our style. And James was right. What was it, 28 seconds of the last game? Dyson Mieta put the shitters up Tavernier, and Tavernier thought he was nowhere near him. And the next minute's in the back of the net. The only thing I don't want us to do is go ahead 3 times in the match and then end up drawing the game. Because I don't want that to happen. I want us to win. A draw, like you said, Ross, you'll take it. But at the end of the day, the full focus is on getting that victory.
See the thing with the pressures? Sorry, Ross. See the thing.
No, you're good, mate.
I don't understand what people, and I know in the comments a lot of people are saying about being the underdogs, and it kind of takes the pressure off. But I feel like we're clear favourites now, but there is no pressure at all. We can effectively lose the game and still go on and win the league title. So it's like a free hit. It's like go and do your business and go and do what you need to do. And I think that's why we're in such a good, confident position, because a matter of weeks ago we were going to Ibrox and we're thinking, geez, we just can't lose this game. Like, a draw is not the end of the world. A win's brilliant, but we can't lose this game. Weeks later, we're now coming back to Parkhead and thinking, like, I don't see there is any pressure, because we can still lose the game and still go on to win the league. And I think that'll actually have us playing the sort of football we've been playing in the last few weeks. And I just can't see anything about us taking the game to them.
I totally agree with that, Willie. No, sorry. I'll let you come in next, Stephen. But I didn't mean it like that. But I totally agree with you.
That's it.
Just wait your turn. Wait your turn, sir. Wait your turn. No, but I totally agree with that. You obviously touched on the fact that we went to Ibrox, Willie, there, and a draw wasn't the end of the world. But Rangers are going into this game with 2 games to go after this. As much pressure as we felt going to Ibrox, a draw does not do them. No. They have to win the game tomorrow. If they draw, for me, the league's done. It's not as cut and dry as if we go and win the game. But 100% there is the pressure. You know the pressure we felt going into that Ibrox game. So the pressure that they must feel going into this game must be tenfold, because it is win or bust. On you go, Stephen. The floor is yours, son.
Oh, no, all I was going to say, you wee dick, was the Willie in regards to his comment about basically a free hit. Do you not think sometimes though that can lead you into a bit of complacency? Feeling that, knowing that the worst result possible, you can still technically win the league, but do you not think a wee bit of complacency could set in? Not saying it will, but that's always the issue.
I get that. I can understand that, but just the way the team have been playing and the way Rodgers has been speaking, I don't think he's going to allow that. They're going to allow that to happen. We've had quite a lot of negative press this season, and if we go on to win everything, I would say it's probably Rodgers' most important league title he's won, or the best league title he's won, coming through all the adversities he's came through this season, and coming out the other end of all that, I don't think he'll not be seeing it, and neither will the team be seeing it as a draw will do us. It's let's go put this to bed and win this.
Aye, 100%. It's no going that we are not. I don't know if any of you've seen the press conferences today. Brendan Rodgers, the relaxed manner. James, did you see it?
Aye, I stuck it on. There was one wee bit where I thought he was talking shite, but apart from that, he was all right.
What was that? Was it just when he was mentioning the personnel and that?
It was somebody.
Oh my God, it felt so good. Anyway.
I think he's been like that all season, though, Ross. I think Brendan's been like that all season, though. I think that even in the adverse times, he always just says, "Look, we're just going to take it one game at a time." I think he's been cool, calm, and collected throughout the whole season. He's never lost his head. He's never done what Clement's done anyway in the fucking previous week. Absolutely losing his marbles. You talk about Alex Ferguson's mind games. Brendan isn't even trying to play mind games, and he's living rent free in Clement's head right now.
Aye, I don't know. Well, I'll come to you, James. Obviously, he was asked about that fun comment. Listen, the media, for me, until Clement reacted to that fun statement, I don't think the media had even thought anything about it. And the minute Clement reacted to it, they jumped all over it. Brendan Rodgers was asked about it today, and he basically answered it and explained to me how I took the comment and how I expect yourself to take the comment. Was that how you seen it?
It was just an absolute nothing throwaway line, and I think if it hadn't been mentioned to Clement, I don't think he would have mentioned it either. And you've got to laugh as well. This is a guy, one interview screaming about it's disrespectful, and then literally he's gone to the next one in the queue and telling they're going to have some fun as well. And that's great logic. And bearing in mind, this is coming from the guy that a couple of weeks ago was straight down the tunnel at the full time whistle.
Absolutely, mate.
So
yeah,
I think he's fucking heads full of broken bottles now. But long may it last. And honestly, I'll be the first, and look, you obviously are fully well aware. I'll be the first to jump on Brendan Rodgers if I think that he said something wrong or he's done something wrong. But for me, that was, even if worst case scenario, see if we go out and lose them all, and you know you're going to get all the stuff about he's having fun and all that. A bit like you done with it, mind the Ryan Porte stuff. Do I look happy? All that stuff, and that's what it's going to be coming. It was just such a nothing, absolute nothing statement that could blow up all proportions.
100% agree with that. And the other way, like as much as he didn't mean it, how it's been taken, if we go and win tomorrow, what an amount of material I've got for Facebook. It's going to be so exciting. But I'll come to you, Stephen, on obviously that fun statement. And I think every Celtic supporter at the time took it how it was meant to be. I don't know if Clement is got his head's full of wee motors all crashing, or if he's just trying to G his own team up and he's tried to twist that for Rodgers. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I mean, if he was going to twist it for his team to be motivated by it, keep it out of the press, put it in the dressing room, do something like that. The fact that he came out and he publicly bit on a statement from Rodgers when in full context literally meant fuck all. It just meant the team was going to train and then try and express themselves and have fun on the pitch on Saturday against Rangers. It doesn't mean that they're taking this game lightly. I think Clementine must have thought that in his head. What I love seeing is just like when Clementine came in, it was the same with Michael Beale. They're all lauded as the next messiahs. They're all lauded as the next tactical wizards and geniuses. And it just takes 19, 20 games to slowly watch them decline, slowly watch the heads go, and slowly watch them realise that we're the best team in the country by a distance, that they've got a long way to catch us and compete with us. And look, I know I've said previously in this podcast, Celtic shouldn't be in the position that we're in. And I still fully back myself in that comment. But as now, we've entered our peak form at the right time of the season. And Clementine's team haven't. They've dropped multiple points from a result at Ibrox that I thought fully in graces they were going to take advantage of. But they didn't. I didn't foresee that happening. I don't think many of us did. And they've totally capitulated. Now, I was saying before, it's like when he was in charge of Monaco, they were going for European football. The same thing happened in the final 5 games. When it came to the crunch, the pressure got to them and the field, and he got sacked. So that's how his job ended in France. Clementine, to me, is easy to wind up. He's easy to get up. And as like Willie said, Rodgers isn't even attempting to do any warfare or psychological warfare. He's just bid on it, and he's went with it. And you've seen, I don't know what it is with that club, between sitting in bushes, hiding behind fences, all this type of stuff. It's comedy roadshow after comedy roadshow. And then you see their players fighting with the fans. You see Fabio Silva taunting the fans at Ibrox. You're like, what is going on over there? They're meant to be going after a league title, but they're more interested than themselves individually. I think that's a major issue for them. A lot of their players are just individually based. And we talk about Celtic as a collective, as a unit, as the fans and manager and the team all in sync together. We're over there, you've got the likes of Todd Shitwell, who put up Instagram posts making it all about him. You got Clementine posting pictures of him in the gym. And then he's crying about Rodgers saying he's going to have fun. Yeah, you've got Tavernier, the optimum of failure, lauded as a Hall of Famer. That's dog shit. The team's dog shit. And it's about time to realise that. And every manager who goes in, whether it's Beale, whether it's by the way, GVB wasn't on the level of them two. GVB was respectful. GVB was a normal man, like for Bronkhorst I'm talking about here. We all kind of, don't know what I mean? He was a decent manager. They chucked him. And the people after him are just shite. And that's the way it is. And look, I was so I'm buzzed up for the morning. And look, maybe I'm way off course here, but the team's dog shite. They're full of players who can't go the course. Celtic have that experience over them, and it might be made to eat my words. This might be clipped, it might be shared. That's fair enough. It happens in podcasts, but right now, as of now, Celtic are on form. We've got the team fully fit and firing. We're looking forward to tomorrow. If we're going to have fun, we're going to have fucking fun. Let me tell you that.
I don't even know where to go off the back of that. That's outstanding, Stephen. You've just lost the head there completely, and I love it, man.
I turned on the Clementine, didn't I? I turned on the Clementine.
And that's another thing, by the way. I love how you've maintained calling him Clementine and just no refrain to it. It's outstanding. It's some sort of brilliant.
I want that as my message tone on my phone. Just Stephen going, they're just dog shit. Imagine
that going off at the work. Aye. I was going to. What were we talking about? The fun comment, Wally? Aye. Right. So just listen. Not to go over the same thing. So I'll come to you. I don't know if you've seen Cal McGregor's press conference today.
I didn't. I've not seen that yet. No.
Oh, well, that's that fuck then. No, he was asked about what do you call him? Cantwell. So remember the kind of set to the Todd. James, you're nodding. I'll not come to you, Willie.
No, I see that.
Aye. So the set to they had.
Fuck you, Willie.
So
back of the queue.
The set to Willie, and Cal McGregor was asked about what had kind of been said, and Todd Cantwell had been asked about it beforehand, and he had said basically that it was just two players wanting to win, but Todd Cantwell says, I probably want to win a wee bit more, And Cal McGregor, James, he replied and he said, well, if that's, it was, I can't mind exactly, but it was something, I don't know if you can mind exactly, James.
He said if that's his opinion, then fair enough,
Aye.
pretty much, and just kind of smirked and laughed. And look,
Aye, like, no bother, mate.
Aye, it's like pure playground patter, innit?
Aye.
Fucking my dad's bigger than your dad stuff, and like, it's like, too low to even get a rise out of anybody, but it was just good the way he done it, wasn't it? Just if that's what he thinks, then that's what he thinks. But look, I mean, you fucking only need to look at both their careers to know who's the bigger winner out of the two of them. So long may it continue, and let's hope he gets shown up again the more as he's done in the past.
I think he'll be lucky to even get a fucking start. But there was a comment he brought up there, Stephen. I think it was Michael McDonald. Aye.
That one?
I don't know if he's just putting the question out there or if he thinks that. But Wally, since you couldn't answer the last one because you never bothered to watch the presser, I'll put that to you. I think I know the answer, but if you could explain why you think it shouldn't be his last season, that would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think. I mean, it's obviously not been his best season he's ever had, but just off the top of my head, last week at Hearts he was great, man of the match in the Derby game. Previously, he was fairly consistent at the start of the season. I think as well. Not going to moan about. Obviously, my fucking partner's pissed because James has just fucking left, but. Obviously with injuries,
it's the personnel, mate.
No. For me, I think he's got many more years left in him leading this team. Like I said, it's not been his best season, but I still think he's been tremendous.
I agree with that.
Just a touch on that stuff, the sort of Brendan and his heat thing, like you bang on the media of just taking it out. I think Stephen's totally correct as well. If I'm Clement and I've taken offence to that, I'm putting that in the. I'm not saying it. I'm just putting that in the dressing room, saying, "Look at this. We need to go out and fucking smash these because look at this other. Like keep that to bed." But I mean, Rodgers can't say nothing without getting pulled up this year. Obviously, there was that good woman. What was it he said? Good girl.
Good girl.
And mind I sent you, it was about 4 weeks later, at the very end of an interview, and it's a guy and he said right at the very end, he says, "Right, cheers, good man." Walks away, and there's not a jot of that in the media. Mind I recorded it and sent it to you guys, but not even a single thing in the media. Just looking to stir things up. But I think that Brendan Rodgers, as usual, has handled himself impeccably, and I think that shows in what the team's done recently. And I don't think that it's a coincidence that Rangers have sort of had this collapse. At the same time that Clement's absolutely lost his marbles. I think that filters down to the team. I think the same thing happened with Beale last year when he was giving it we're fucking top of the table since I've been here and we're going to beat you in the final and all
Clement
that.
Said the same thing like a week ago.
No, that's what he's saying.
Absolutely, Beale 2.2, 2.0. I don't think that. I think his man management's been shocking, and I think that's I think who did he hang out to dry the other week there? Can't remember who it was. He hung one of his team out to dry as well. I just think his man management's been poor, and I think that's definitely had an effect on the team.
Aye. I was looking at the comments here and I lost what you'd said. I apologise.
Right.
But anyway, I will move on for that. I know that's what I was going to say off the back of that. You talked about obviously Clement keeping that in house, and I agree with that because if he keeps it in house, then I don't think the media jump on it. But he's still got that he can use for the team, Wally. Yeah. And then Brendan Rodgers doesn't get asked the question today and answer it as well as he did, and just make Clement look like, as I've said before, Kevin Keegan, Mark II.
And on the back of it, like Rodgers, talking about keeping it in house in the dressing room, Rodgers can now go back to the team and go, look at these fucking loonies. Like, I've not even said anything, and they're absolutely all over the place for it. Let's go out and fucking do these boys about that. Come on!
Aye.
Here, by the way,
on you go, Stephen.
I feel like every time I do this, it's going to be Ross is like, on you go, Steve. Brandy brought up a good point here that I totally forgot about. De Jong Sterling a few weeks ago after the match,
Aye,
saying that he doesn't think the Rangers
what
can
I was on
handle the
about.
pressure.
That's what I was on about. That the
Aye.
gaffer come on threw him under the bus like the week after, didn't he? He just said like totally like that again should be in house. He's actually went to the media and absolutely like tore him a new one right in front of everybody. The guy's
Aye.
a maniac. His eyes are bulging out his head. He's walking down the tunnel without shaking hands and coming out saying, I do that all the time. Fucking, you're absolute. You need to put a straight jacket in that cunt, put him in the back of your van and take him away.
He is crumbling under the pressure. Like, but listen, they went out and they won last week, albeit people say they got a bit of help. All the decisions I say, I don't want to labour too much in their game, but all the decisions I've seen, I felt like they eventually did come to the right decisions. But the red card helps them. They were struggling in the game before that, and whether that was the right decision or not, it did help them, and that was for me what allowed them to win the game 4-1. They wouldn't have beat Kilmarnock 4-1 at Ibrox last weekend had they not went down to 10 men. But anyway, that's another thing. We'll move on, and we'll move on more game based now, and I'm going to touch on the winger conundrum, James. I didn't know if you were sleeping there or no, pal.
No, yeah, I was there late last week. I think it was like fucking 4 o'clock in the morning, right?
But aye, we'll touch on the winger conundrum. So obviously, Dyson Maeda came on last week, and we all know what he can do in a Celtic team against Rangers. But for you, is it Conan Forrest? Wally, you put in the wee video. You had Palma in there.
James.
Aye, it was just a wee talking man. He's Palma is nowhere near it. It's between 3 for me. I don't know if you agree with that, James. I'll put that to you. But is it Conan Forrest, Conan Maeda, Forrest Maeda, and if you want to throw Palma into the mix, by all means, do it.
I'd probably look to go for Palma on both things if we can get him cloned all night and just stick him on both things with Kyogo. In all honesty, I think the team picks itself for the Mora. I know that is the kind of like the one position really that's up for debate as one of the wingers, but for me it picks itself, and the forward line's got to be exactly that on screen. I think it has to be Kuhn. I can't say I've been overly impressed with. Look, he started poorly, and then obviously it came out he had these issues, and he did kind of semi-kick on for a wee couple of games. He kind of looked apart, and then he's kind of dropped off again. In that time, James Forrest has come into the team, and he's been brilliant, and he doesn't deserve to be dropped, especially no for Kuhn anyway. And I know he's going to be switching sides. He'll be switching across, but I just think I don't even really think there needs to be that much thinking in it. I just think Forrest is probably the most on-form player in the team now, so he's got to start. Maeda is massive in these games. I know we debate. Was it last week or a couple of weeks ago about Maeda influentially with his tears, but I had my hands up. I think I said at the time as well. In these games, he is absolutely massive. He is a difference maker. We've seen it before, even just as a few weeks ago at Ibrox. So for me, that has to be the forward line: Maeda, Forrest, and Kyogo, and then we can bring Palma on when we're 12-0 up, and he'll get his 2 hat-tricks.
By the way, hopefully that would be like the dream. But listen, I'm not going to argue against that, not for 1 second. You know what? You all know what I think of James Forrest. I absolutely love the guy. I always have.
Right. Oh, sorry.
And I always have. But I want to play him on that side as well. And I'm not saying Kuhn he's done all right in fits and starts. I feel like he has built up a really decent partnership with Alistair Johnston in that side, and I like what I've seen for the both of them on that right hand side. And to break that up, it's not a worry, but there's a question mark on it for me. It's not as cut and dry as just move James Forrest over there, albeit I probably in the end would probably just edge with James Forrest, but then I worry, what does that do for the confidence of Kuhn? I don't know, but I'll come to you, Willie. What do you think on that? And we'll just put Palmer on the bench.
Reserve team.
I'm in agreement with James. I would go with Forrest and Maeda. I think Maeda's, like you say, in this fixture, he's been excellent. Not just what he does to like kind of stop Tavernier on their right hand side, but also he's scores goals in this fixture. He's done it previously, and I just think he's mega important. So I'd put him in, and just like James, I think Forrest has been absolutely massive for us recently, and I don't think he deserves to be dropping. And for me, Kuhn's just been a little too inconsistent. I like what I see for Kuhn, but it's not enough. There's times he's direct and runs at the fullback, but I just think one week he looks like he's going to kick start and get going, and then the very next week he's non-existent. I think, and as important as a fixture as this is, and Forrest is as experienced as anybody in this fixture as well, and I think Forrest has got a better eye for goal than Kuhn as well. I just think that for me, that's the front three. I would go with the two wingers, and I like Palmer. I don't dislike him. I actually I've actually enjoyed him coming on for the last 20 minutes, and just it's a total different game. And I think I said it a few weeks ago, whereas I like the change where it's him and Ida comes on. I think that the likes of Forrest and Kuhn and even Maeda, who try and hit the byline and get these balls across, I think they're better for Kyogo. But I think Palmer's actually better for Ida, with the fact was every time he gets it, he just wants to get it out his feet and get across in the box. And Ida's brilliant for that. So I think if the game's not going as we like and they two come on, it can change the game. Even if it is going as we like, they two can come on and hand out more punishment. I just think for me, Kyogo's more suited to the wingers than he is Palmer. But I like Palmer and Ida together. So yeah, that's how I would go for.
Listen, in terms of Palmer, I think he could be impactful off the bench. And again, I'm not saying don't start James Forrest, right? But just to play sort of devil's advocate a wee bit, right? If we start James Forrest on the right, Stephen, I'll come to you. If we start James Forrest on the right, and the game's going, I don't think Rangers are going to be 2 or 3-0 up on us. It's just not going to happen at Parkhead with the crowd behind us. But if the game's tight, right, and we start James Forrest, no, I know, but
he's fucked it, like
no. But if the game's tight, right, and we start James Forrest, and then it gets to a point in the game, I don't know, 60, 70 minutes, say, right, where James Forrest game, his races run, and it's 1 each. If it's 1 each when Kuhn is on and he comes off and you bring Forrest on, I'm like, he's the guy who can get you the goal. If Forrest races running, it's 1-1 and you bring Kuhn on, I think that's not as effective, if you like, a substitution. I think he takes longer to get into the game and affect it. That would be my worry. That's probably the only reason why I would maybe start Kuhn, just in case of that, because Forrest can be more impactful for the bench. I don't know what you think of that, Steve.
Well, are you going to say something?
I was going to say, just push back on that again. I know you're just playing devil's advocate, but for me, I totally get that. That's a fair point. But I think if I'm in the Rangers dressing room and the teams come out and either Maeda or Forrest isn't in that team sheet, I'm going ideal. I'd much rather be fair to they two than I am a Kuhn, and that's just the only reason I would go with they two.
I think you just got to start with your best team as well. And for me, James Forrest is the best of our wingers now on form, so he has to get the nod. It would be, I know you're saying what does it do for Kuhn's confidence, and I know Forrest has been the course and distance ways, but if he's shown the form that he's shown in the last few weeks, and then we're drafting him for our biggest game of the season, what's it going to say to James Forrest as well, considering I think he's got another year left, isn't he, after this year? So I think you've just got to start your strongest team, and currently James Forrest would be in it.
I mean,
and Stephen,
I mean, for me, like there was Hutsy and there was Wolftone 67 in the comments, and they made great points. They were saying about keeping Kuhn on the right, Med on the left, and then after 60 minutes, bring Forrest on for that impact that you were speaking about there. You were talking about the situations if the game's tight. I mean, Kuhn scored in the semi-final, and he scored it up at Pataudry, wasn't it? Was his first goal as well for the club. So
I wouldn't call that a goal. That was a kind of.
I know, but he has scored. He has scored before. The only issue I have with Kuhn at the moment, when the opportunity presents itself, he seems to shy away from it. I don't know if a confidence issue to finish off that opportunity, or he's just wanting to go for the cross ball all the time. But there's a few times where he cuts in, and you think, whack it, and he pulls himself back again and plays a simple ball. I mean, for me, look, I would start. I would go with Kuhn and Mieta on the wings, and that's no
Definitely
slight.
Forrest, then. Definitely.
No. That's no slight. No. That's no slight, and obviously James. I think the impact he could bring at the final 30 minutes would be, like you said, Ross, would be really valuable to the team. I think Kuhn, he has electric pace, and when he played against him at Ibrox, I thought he actually done quite well over maybe short periods of the game, not a sustained 90 minutes. But that's been the issue with the team the whole season. Maeda's just that he's a no-brainer. He's the guy who occupies Tavernier on the left-hand side, their right, and he keeps them quiet. He's their main supply of either crosses or goals from free kicks and penalty kicks, funny enough. But it's no slighting James. I was thinking what you were thinking, Ross, and I know you're only playing the different angle of it there, but you all want for us the start. I just think Kuhn has a point to prove, and he's hungry, and he's fast, he's fit, and he's coming into form. Maybe, as I said, it's not over the 90 minutes, but you see 30, 40 minutes of him in a game where he's lightning, he takes on the fullback, and I would keep that going. I've no issue with Kuhn starting, and then you bring Jamesy on at the final 30 minutes. And Rodgers always speaks about intensity, and that the reason he doesn't start a lot of games is the intensity levels. Can he match that over a sustained period of time, 90 minutes? And this is the most intense game of the season. So there's the issue there as well. Rodgers has said that in the past. Can Rodgers throw him in to that environment to last the 60, 70 minutes that he needs to? We just don't know. But I would err on Kuhn, and I would start Maeda tomorrow.
Right. The points that James and Wally make, I agree with. And the points that you make, I agree with. And this is why it's a conundrum. James Forrest he's sorry, James, on you go.
No, mate, sorry, I'm jumping. On you go.
No, on you go.
All I was going to say is, look, see the James Forrest thing, and we're talking about intensity and all that. James Forrest is 32, and he's not played a lot of football this season. I think Brendan Rodgers does it as well, and I don't know why, but we talk about James Forrest as if he's fucking 92 and falling apart. He's 32 years old. It
was Rodgers who made that comment. It wasn't a fan. It was Rodgers who made the comment.
I know, but he said that was his reason as well. Obviously, we've had a laugh in the past about him being the best winger at the club and all that stuff. But he's 32 years of age. Look, he's had his injury issues in the past, absolutely. But 32, it's beyond your peak years, probably. I take that on board, but he's not old enough for me to be talking about him the way we talk, using him sparingly and all that. He's 32 and he's barely kicked a ball this season until obviously the last few weeks. For me, he should be more than fit to last 90 minutes. I'm sure he lasted 90 minutes, or certainly not a kick in the arse half 90 minutes last week against Hearts, and he didn't struggle. And I get it's going to be a different level of intensity and all that, but I just think we seem to be in this habit of talking about James Forrest as if he's a pensioner, and I can't buy into it. I
James,
don't swear it.
Can I ask you a question then? So at the start of the season, right, before a ball's kicked, did you see James Forrest's importance to the team over the course of this season? I would say many people didn't, but that's a wider issue. That's a wider issue
because of his age, though.
No, but that's recruitment plays into that. But what I'm saying is,
I'll probably fling myself under the bus and say that was the reason why I took the piss when Rodgers made the comments about James Forrest being the best winger at the club. In my opinion, at that time, he wasn't. See now, on current form, James Forrest is absolutely our best winger at the club currently. Whether that maybe says more about Celtic and recruitment, obviously that's a different discussion. But for me, at this moment in time, James Forrest is our best winger at the club.
I totally agree with that. On current form, he is, and no on current form. James Forrest is the best winger at the club. Quality, everything he possesses. His eye for goal. Nobody else has got the attributes that James Forrest has got. And I take a lot of what Stephen said on board. I take his point. I obviously made the case that I like the relationship that Kuhn and Alistair Johnson has built on that right hand side. And to break that up, I think they've done well, and we played really well last week, with they two on that side. But my other worry is, listen, I think Maeda is paramount in these games, but is he fit to start that game? That is the question. Brendan Rodgers will know the answer. The medical team will know the answer, and we'll see what the morrow brings. At the end of the day, if he starts James Forrest and he has a howler, Brendan Rodgers will be a fucking idiot with the guys that wanted Kuhn to start. And if he starts James Forrest and he has a belter in a game, then he's a genius. So
Maeda will be alright.
Hopefully, mate.
Maeda's like the bad guy out of Terminator 2. He just fucking keeps transforming himself and going again. Who was it that said that? Was it O'Reilly that said last week like his hamstring was hanging off and they were like, that's him done, and then he was back a week later?
It's mentally
absolutely bang on.
He's a bionic man.
He'll start and he'll give them a ton of time again.
Aye. Right, but listen, we'll park the game chat now.
I think that's a fair. Well, I think everybody said Maeda though, aren't they?
I think everybody's totally set on Maeda on the left. No, it's all right. I think everybody's totally set on Maeda on the left, and the conundrum is for everybody, is it Kuhn or Forrest on the right?
See, to be fair, I would start Yang on the left.
Oh, for foxtrot. Right. Anyway, we'll park that and we'll leave some of the game chat now. And I've put together a wee Who Dares Wins. For those who didn't know what that is, it was a programme that used to be on. It was National Lottery one. So it's basically, there's a list, right? Now Stevens came in late, so I don't know how it works with a 3, but we'll just go with it and we'll try it anyway. So it's a list, right? I'm going to give you a list of 10, and you've got to say how many you think you can name, right? So to make it a bit easier, we'll go alphabetically, and you can put your bid in. So it'll be James first, Stephen second, Wally last, right? So the question is, how many of the last 10 goal scorers can you name that have scored title clinching goals when we've won the game by a 1-goal margin, i.e. 1-0, 2-1, 3-2? So James, there's 10. I've got a list of 10. How many can you name? Do you understand the question now?
I think so, aye. So it's not just the last 10 years, but it's just the last 10 years it's been won by
the last 10 times that somebody's scored the league clinching goal that's won the game, where we've won the game by a 1-goal margin.
Stephen's got 2.
2.
Comments off, people. That's cheating.
Comments off. I hope that question makes sense. I hope that question does make sense.
Aye.
So if there was a title clincher that we won 6-0, it doesn't matter. It needs to be by
no. There obviously there's guys that have scored not title clinching goals because we've won like 4-0 or 5-1 or that. It's the 1-0s, the 2-1s, the 3-2s, and it's the game, the goal. Sorry, that was the decisive goal in the game.
Okay, hi.
I think.
Wonder does Google know? Hold on a wee second.
I'll go 5.
5? That's quite impressive, by the way. To be fair, to be fair, looking at the list, I was like, if you get 6, that's very impressive. If you get any more than that, you're Anthony Dunn.
I think I've got 3 absolute certainties and then 2 that I'm questionable with. So I'll go 5.
5 for James. Right, let's just mark that up. Right, James has went 5.
What will be, will be.
Stephen, what are you going?
You've beaten 5.
I don't even know
Remember,
what's going
whoever
on.
bids the most has to name them, and
Aye.
if they don't get them, then it moves on to the next highest bidder. I think this is going to work all right with 3, actually.
Well,
By the
Stephen,
way,
shoot.
just to reiterate, the comments, look, I have my comments off, but I know you're all answering and stuff. We'll come back to that shortly.
Aye.
So it has to be the goal that clinches the title. Is that what we're talking about?
Well, it's you've won the league, right? It's the game wins the league, but it's the decisive goal in the league winning game. But we've won the game by a 1-goal margin, so it's 1-0 or 2-1 or 3-2 in the game. It's the decisive goal in the game that clinched the title, where we've won the match by a 1-goal margin.
I'll go 3.
3.
Why are you laughing, you think?
Because
We knew you were going low.
So you can only go 6 or more.
No, he can go 3. If James, well, I think we're going to have to work it a wee bit different because there's 3 is. So James has went 5. Stevens, it's a wee bit shite for James because yous could all go low, and if James can't get 5,
I've shot myself in the foot.
well, not really, because you've decided you can get 5, so that's actually working all right. unless you've went too high.
I don't know, because I think 5 was what the number I had. I don't think I can go 6. So,
Aye.
For fuck's sake.
Could you go 6, James?
No, I don't think I can go 5.
I'll go 4.
Who go? Oh, okay.
4 for Wally. Oh, right, James, you've got the opportunity to take the 5 points.
Oh, fuck's sake. Right. My first one was Hesselink at Tannadice.
That is not on the list.
Oh my!
It is.
I was fucking ready to flip tables there, man.
There, James.
The face just dropped.
Give Ross the point.
The second one that I'm fairly sure with was Nakamura at Rugby Park.
Yep.
The other
That's
one
2.
I'm kind of sure with is John Hartson against Hearts at Parkhead.
Absolutely superb knowledge, son.
1-0.
1-0 at home to Hearts, 2006.
I'm getting into the weeds here. I'm not going to lie, I seen one of the comments and it said a name, but I didn't know the name, so I'm not going to say it. The other two that I've got.
Wait until I pour my beer.
What's that? I'm going to go. One was at Tannadice and one was at Pataudry, but I don't know if it was only a goal winner.
It's tough because most title clinching days we've absolutely romped it. That's why it's a tough question.
Good question, Ross. By the way,
I'm beginning to think though that I shouldn't have told James if he was right, because if he doesn't get the 5, then you've got like 3 or 4 gimmies. If you weren't thinking him, but I dare say you would have been. Well, Stephen wouldn't have, because James has already surpassed Stevens.
Is it just the last 10 years?
Aye, the last 10 years that there's been a game.
No, it's not the last 10 years. It's there's 10 games, but it goes back as far as.
No, don't tell him.
Right, I've got 2 left, and it's the 2 that I wasn't sure with, so I'm just going to go with it anyway. I've got Giacomakis last year at Tannadice.
That is. That's wrong because it was 1 each.
So it was fuck.
So it moves on to Wally. So listen, let's be honest. Was the 3 that he had, was that 3 you had? I quite believe it would have been.
Right.
Right, so
Yeah.
you've got 2 to get.
100%.
2, I said 4.
1 to get, sorry.
Does it go back as far as 98? Brat back?
I'm not telling you. You tell him I'm not to tell James.
Oh, Brat back was my 4th. And if I had to go 5, I had one more.
That was 2-0.
Brat
Was
back.
it?
So it was 2-0, so Brat
Still
back's wrong.
was. Fuck me.
I'm going to get the points here on that.
I think so. Well, but be honest. Is that the 3 you had, or?
Yes, that was the 3 I had. That's all I can think of.
Was one of them Scott Brown at Pataudry?
I get the points.
No.
Right, that's fine. I had that. Well, I get 3 then. That was
The
my
other one I would have went with was McDonald.
No, that wasn't right
No.
either.
Ideal.
Well,
Tommy
the
Johnson,
one, Tommy Johnson in 2001, home to St Mirren, 1-0. We had.
I get the points.
You get the 3 points, Steve and I.
But you're denying
I'll just. So the other one was Tommy Johnson, as I said, 2001. We had Stan Petrov 1-0 at Kilmarnock, 2004. Who else did we have? We had Lustig got the decisive goal in a 3-2 win at home to Aberdeen.
Oh, was that at home? Aye.
That was at home, aye. 2016 that was. Was that the more? I think that's all the up to date ones. Then it got more difficult. I didn't think you would get these. So there was a 3-2 win at Dundee United in 8-1. Murdo McLeod got the decisive goal. We had a 1-0 win at Easter Road in 77. Craig got the decisive goal. And then in 68, Bobby Lennox got the decisive goal against Dunfermline at Dunfermline. In 66 was Lennox again at Fir Park against Motherwell. But aye, I didn't think you would get them all, but it was a good effort, James.
That was a good question.
It's mental. Isn't it mental how many times we've won the league at Tannadice? Thank fuck Dundee United are back
I
up
know,
next year,
unbelievable, eh? It's mad. It is.
The ground to put in is this podcast for slow learners.
I wonder if your granda got any of the older ones.
He probably did.
Ken
You probably got them all, to be fair.
And the slowest learner out there saw did fuck on, got all the points.
That's a winner, mate. I'm fucking playing smart. That's a winner.
Well, that actually worked better than I thought it was going to be 3.
Right,
Stephen, with his itchy feet threw me there, but he's on and I'm loving it. But
Good.
We'll move on for that and we'll go back into the game. And I'll just come to itchy feet there. And we'll come to the key battles, right? There's a lot of key battles all over the pitch. For me, the biggest one is the midfield. You can touch on any ones that you feel are big in the game. For me, the midfield, I look at it and we have got a settled midfield 3, right? I don't watch a lot of Rangers games, but I think they maybe play a 4-2-3-1. So it's difficult to say. They'll probably have 2 sitters at Parkhead, I would imagine. But the 3 that we would go sort of head, I missed that. Actually, feet the post. But the 3 that would sort of go head to head, obviously we are going to have Cal McGregor, we're going to have Hatate, and we're going to have Matt O'Reilly. They don't know what their 3 is going to be against us, and I don't know. Again, I'll say to you, you can touch on your key battles that you think, but do you think that we've got a settled midfield 3? They know who they're going to face, right? As much as that's a good thing for their point of view, is it a good thing for their point of view that we're going into that game and we don't know who we're going to face? Because they don't know who that 3 is going to be going up against us.
Well, I mean, they've chopped and changed their midfield 3 all season. It was Ryan Jack at the start. He got injured. Lundstrom, he plays the holding role. Day Monday and Cantwell. That's usually how they line up at the moment. But again, they've put Sterling in there. Someone actually said in the comments earlier, and I was thinking about this during the week, it's not a fear, but one of the biggest battles in the pitch will be, they'll probably start Sterling on the right-hand side of the front 3. He'll be up up alongside Greg Taylor, and they'll try for that long ball time and time again. Obviously, they isolate Greg Taylor one-on-one with Sterling. Not that he's technically good, but he's an athlete and he's tall and he's quick and he's explosive that way. So that's one thing that is hanging in the back of my mind. It could be something to keep an eye on. In terms of the midfield, I think Lundstrom, his head's probably, he's gone. He's away to that Turkish team. Look, I'm not saying he's not going to put maximum effort in, but I'm sure he's probably thinking long term when he signs this pre-contract when he's away for, well, he'll be on thousands a week in Turkey. We all know how they pay wages. So I don't know where his actual head's at in terms of playing this game. Again, not doubting that he'll give 100%. But Diamande is probably the player in their team that is the most tactically gifted. I've been impressed with him when I've seen him play. He's very dynamic. He's probably the only player again, look, this is way off course, but I understand what I mean. He's probably the only player they have in their team that comes remotely close to what Hatate offers us, just in terms of breaking space and breaking lines. He's nowhere as good as Rio, no way at all. In terms of Cantwell, like I said, Cantwell or your man Lawrence, and both of them are shite. So none of them really give me the fear. Cantwell could be a good player, but he's more interested in looking pretty and taking pictures for Instagram every now and then. And Lawrence is the only professional footballer I can see it as a visible double chin, and he's skinny. It baffles me. It really baffles my brain. But the biggest battle for me would be stopping Tav. Me head up against Tav usually works a treat. I think what James said, their centre half pair could be Ben Davis and Suter, or Balogun and Suter. Again, they're weak. I think Balogun's quick. That's all he has going for him. But defensively, he's crap. Butland, good goalkeeper. So you need to be hitting, shots from the right areas to beat him, or Worldlies from the right areas to beat him. But I'll go back to it, Ross. The biggest battle, 100%, is that our left-hand side. Whoever they put up against Taylor in the attacking phase, we need to combat that. And I think Liam Scales, he's usually good at covering and helping Greg Taylor with on balls, but Sterling gives me the biggest kind of worry in their team at the moment.
I think I've listened to a lot of Clyde 1 during the week because I've been working late, and that was the big thing that all the experts were saying, is that they think Sterling, as much as he played,
thank you, Ross.
But he played at left back in the Ibrox game, and they're all saying I think he's played numerous positions in that Rangers team, and they're all saying that he should be in that midfield three on that side. Listen, I don't think he'll be going at Taylor. He'll maybe be going at Liam Scales, because Greg Taylor will be too busy up the other end of the park setting up goals, because that's just what he does, because he's a boyo. But no, I'll come to you, James. Just where you think the key positions of the game are, and on that question that I put to Stephen in terms of, is it a good thing or a bad thing that they know what our midfield three is going to be and we don't know what theirs is going to be?
Well, I think it's time for us to call it quits as a podcast. We've said presser about 15 times, and then Stephen's just called Tavernier Tav. So I think it's time to call it quits.
Is that what you were laughing at me for? I was going, why is this dick laughing at me? I'm making good valid points.
No, I agree with you. In terms of Taylor, your man Sterling, he's probably quicker and stronger than Greg Taylor. So that's, I'm going to say it's going to be an issue, because he's no obviously a winger to trade, but that will be a cause for concern. Well, I know he's a bit of a joke figure, and I know even they don't like him, but that Dessers up front, he's shite, and he is shite, but he always gets chances. It doesn't matter if he might not take them, but he always seems to be kind of right place at the right time. Maybe puts it in the car park or whatever, but he always seems to just kind of make a nuisance himself and be there. Obviously, with Maidel in the park, we'll no need to worry about Tav, so he'll have a day off. But that's the two for me. The two for me is Greg Taylor up against Sterling, and Dessers through the middle. And it's not even, but as Stephen said as well, it's not even a fear thing. But it's just when you get through their team 1 to 11, I think probably the only play position that's maybe up for debate is goalkeeper. And Luke Hart's been absolutely brilliant since the winter break as well. But I think 1 to 11, we are the better team. But in terms of what I would be keeping an eye on, the more a fair point of view, it would be the two positions.
I can't disagree with that. To be fair, in terms of Dessers, he's just he's similar to not in terms of style of play, but he's similar to sort of Abada, where he just knows where to be, that right area to get chances. But the difference is that Abada doesn't need 12 chances. Abada needs maybe 6. He needs 12, and that's what you hold on to. But I think that if Celtic play to their best of their abilities, you can negate that right out of the game. And I think with playing Maeda, that'll negate their biggest threat in Tavernier, which it does all the time. But you've got that trepidation of whether have we got the full tilt 100% Maeda. But Wally, I'll come to you. Your sort of key battles on the pitch, and that midfield question, does it play into their hands that they know what they're facing and we don't?
I totally get that point that we don't know what we're going to come up against, but I think the way we need to think about it, I think the way the manager will be saying is that it doesn't matter what three they put up, our three are far, far superior. So just go out and do your thing. I think if Calmac turns up and runs the game, I think he'll run riot. I think, like Stephen said, Lundstrom's an empty jersey for what I've seen recently. Who else is that? Diamandi? Is it Diamandi they've got as well?
Yeah.
He's the only one that I've seen that looks even semi-decent. But still, I don't think it's anything to worry about. I think our midfield three is it's obviously by far the best in the league, but I think it can compete with a lot of midfield threes in European football. I would be afraid going in there, and like you said, a lot of these derby games, it has been the midfield battle that's went on to win it. Certainly the ones that we've lost in recent times, it's because they've won the midfield battle, but I cannot see any. I think they could have 5. They could have an extra 2 players and play 13 players and play an extra 2 in midfield, and we still pass them because their midfield three is that good. But for the battles for me is it's just their fullbacks. Again, I've not watched a lot of Rangers this season, but when I have, all they've got is just flinging balls in the box and trying to get big Dessers and big athletic guys, like Stephen said. I think if we push back the two fullbacks, then I think we'll be successful. I get the point about these diagonal balls if Sterling plays right wing, because I know I'm like the biggest Taylor fan, but he's obviously been susceptible to that. But again, I don't worry about that because he's got Maeda and they're covering him as well, and he'll get up and down that line all day.
By the way, don't say anything. Who's told him? I don't want this to catch on. By the way, I don't want this to.
Listen, see, especially in the group chat, I give Stephen abuse, but the abuse that's coming by this chat tonight is ridiculous, and I'm not standing for it. apart from Big Jimmy and Joe Finlay that have in a chat, they're my golfing buddies on Wednesday night, so they can say what they want. The battles. I think Maeda's key to everything and stopping them, because I think they're obviously they're big Hall of Famer and best player in the league. Tavernier, if he gets stopped, I think everybody knows he's pretty much their biggest threat, which is ridiculous that that's the case, that your right back's their best attacking threat. But Maeda completely nullifies him for me and actually has him running back the way. So yeah, I don't see any other areas that I'm too worried about. Oh, I didn't want to mention that, but if you want.
That's because I wasn't playing.
Ross the Iron.
Then he would have been playing with his handicap.
But, yeah, I think if Maeda does his job, that nullifies everything that they've got coming forward. As
Aye, see, for me, as much as we talk about the outfield, and it is all over the pitch, there's a lot of big things happening there. But I think for Rangers to be, and I don't want to labour too much on them, but for them to be successful, I think that we are going to have the lion's share, and we're going to come at them because we've got the crowd behind us. And for Rangers to have any opportunity of success in this game, Jack Butland has to have a big game. He has to stop the likes of the goals that Kyle scored against them earlier in the season. He has to match them. He has to be equal to them. Because if he isn't, I think we'll win the game. I really do.
I think, again, I know we all don't want to be too confident, but I genuinely think Sevco need to play at their very best, and we need to have like a C game for them to have any chance of winning the game. That's how confident.
This is too confident.
I just think the difference. But I'm always like this, Stephen. So you can't say that about me. It's
you are. You are.
Yes. I feel like I'm looking at the two teams, and like obviously they've got a couple of injuries, but
what the fuck? What the fuck is going on here? By the way, who the fuck has leaked this information?
It'll be Stephen. It'll be Doug Jimmy. He's done you.
I know. Frankie. What was I saying there? I genuinely feel like it's not as bad as like see the days where Brendan was first in charge and our team was like far superior, and they had what was the ginger boy at centre half and all, they like a terrible side.
Bates.
And the Spanish boy in the wings, and they were awful. It's not as big a gap as that, but I think coming into it tomorrow, I just think that all over the park, I think that maybe Butland and Hart there's an argument for, but I don't see any other position in the park where you're not superior. But that doesn't win you a game of football.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't work like that. But I don't know, man. Earlier in the week, I was like,
quick question. Did I meet this guy at Grace's?
Aye, of course you did.
It's Big Jimmy.
You know him all day.
Is that the guy? Is that the guy who works in the oil rigs or something?
Aye. He was one of the ones that came up to you and said, "You must be shiting yourself."
I know who you are now, buddy. Oh, I know who you are now. That's the fella. Like, it was taking a while to click, but that's the fella who I kept giving grief to, wasn't it?
I only wonder you getting grief back then.
There was loads of folk. Getting grief off you.
I know who that is.
Aggressive.
I know who that is.
I know your name.
Stephen.
I know where you work. That's what I crack it.
Big McCall's going to get a video sent to the day with the McFarlane Tavern that with a fucking threat.
Okay,
get a threat. Fuck, I know who you are now.
Oh man!
It was the name that threw me off because I knew his name was Stephen, but I didn't know it was McCall. I didn't know that. But, all right, okay.
Anyway,
Jesus Christ.
Right, we'll move it along. And listen, the game will take care of itself tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to it. I started off at the start of the week. I thought it was going to be 4-1. As it's getting closer, I don't think it will be 4-1. We'll come to the scoring lineup predictions a bit later on in the podcast. I don't know what I'm going to say on the score, but it's certainly not going to be fucking 4-1. But Stephen, I'll come to you first because I think I'll get the best. It'll be good TV here. Liam Kelly rumour coming to Celtic, whether it be number 1 Well, if it is number one, oh my fucking god, right? If it's number two, I can see it, I get it.
SPFL
Your thoughts? Your thoughts?
Liam Kelly is dog shit. I'm serious.
He's no
Like
dog shit.
he is shit. He's not a good goalkeeper at all. And look, I've watched him obviously only when we play against him, and we've usually put about 4 or 5 past him. So I mean, he's not anything special. He's a bit like Scott Bain. He can play with his feet really well in terms of building the game from the back that Rodgers likes. But this whole number one, number two situation that we have going on at the moment, like we know Seagrist, he's more interested in, I don't know, go over and finding the girl he fell in love with in Australia. And then Joe Hart's retiring. So there's 2 positions that need filled there. Scott Bain is going to be third choice until he's probably, I don't know, in a home. But he's set for life in his contract anyway. Stephen Ray in the comments, better off with the rain, Kelly. 100%. It's.
Can you see my growler?
I think for me, look, again, as I said, I wouldn't have Liam Kelly anywhere near the team. For the first and second position of the goalkeeping choices, we need filled with half decent quality. To both rely on each other if one gets injured. I would not be confident in Liam Kelly starting a European game for Celtic or starting a high pressure game for Celtic. No way at all. I don't know why these rumours are coming out that Rodgers has had meetings and has went face to face with him to discuss it because he's out of contract. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I mean, you expect loads from this club sometimes, and it just feeds you shit. And this is one of it. This is a big spoonful of dump that they're putting in your mouth. Here's Liam Kelly on a 4-year contract. You know what I mean? Nah, he wouldn't be for me. I'd rather my first and second choice are of decent pedigree. He's definitely not.
No, see to put it into context. When I heard it, my first thought was, right, if he's going to be our number one, I think it's like replacing Joe Hart with Mark Brown. That's how bad it is. It just can't happen. Wally, your thoughts on it?
Well, you know me and rumours. I think I didn't even bother, so I didn't even get
the scarf.
But I until he's there at Parker's with the scarf above the heat. Well, waiting for that person that made that comment to say we're going to get fucking blacklisted now if we just say Parker's. That's why I find that up. But like I
that's
understand,
offensive
because hate crime. I'm getting jailed. Like obviously Seagrist isn't going to be there. I can understand it if he's going to come in and be a number 2. I can totally understand that. He's not going to be number 1 if it is true. There's no way. Well, if that's true, what Stephen Ray's saying there, he says that Scott Bain's available on a free this summer. It was never announced that he signed a new deal. I thought he signed a new 3 or 4 year deal.
I thought he signed
a deal or something
last
at the start of the year. But if that's true, then I can believe it even more so. I don't think he's going to be there to, take the number 1 spot. We're going to have to make an improvement on Hart. Which will be difficult, but I think there's obviously talent out there he's got to. Sorry, Celtic 88. I love you.
That's shocking. You didn't even. Oh, it's shocking, Willie.
That person.
Is that what I said? Fucking hate.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm assuming you did.
But also we've got the fucking European quota to fill. Although I don't think we'll have any problem with that. We've got plenty of young Scots in the squad. But if you're going to fill up that quota, then if Bain's still there, 2 Scottish homegrown keepers is like a massive. I think if you're going to fill up the squad with homegrown players that aren't going to play, you'd rather it be 2 keepers. So I can see it maybe for that point of view as well. He's getting nowhere near the first 11 for me. If he comes in, it will be a number 2. But I think it's a lot of fucking nonsense, like most of the rumours that we hear are.
So they are, to be honest with you, right? But obviously it's out there, it's a rumour, so we're kind of talking about it.
I know, not totally.
No, but I would agree that it is nonsense. And I'm going to tell you why I think it's nonsense. It's because right now he's playing with Motherwell, I think. Stephen, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
SPL
it's Motherwell.
But
Like Theo Bear, pal.
aye, they
Leave him
go
the
to the
fuck alone, Willie. Leave him alone. Leave Theo alone.
No, but right, so he's playing with Motherwell now, right? And he's Scotland's Craig Gordon's injured. He's Scotland's second choice, you would have to say. His third choice at the minute because Gordon's back. But he's in and around that Scotland. Is he not?
Angus Gunn's number one, is he no?
Oh shit!
Kelly no be like
I forgot about him. Aye, you're
I
right.
thought you liked Scotland, Ross.
I
You don't like
did.
Scotland?
Forgot all about
Wow.
Angus Gunn. I was just thinking Xander Clark. Aye, that was bailing for me. But anyway, he has been he has been in and around that Scotland squad playing with Motherwell. I don't think for 1 minute he can be Celtic's number one keeper. So if he is going to come in, James, it is probably going to be number two. If he comes in as a number two at Celtic, then he falls away for the Scotland squad for me because he's not playing anywhere the amount of football that he has been playing at Motherwell. I don't know if you know what age he is. If he's later in his career, maybe it'll suit him. What is it?
There's Stephen and Ross on.
Stephen's just coming on the telly, aye.
Aye, I don't know what
I
age he
get
is.
some
I'm
of this
not sure.
shit from you cunts, don't I?
Wow. Oh, angry.
No, on the Liam Kelly thing, with Stephen, I don't rate him at all.
No. I've
never been impressed with him against us. I think he's about fucking 4'2" and all. He looks tiny when you see him in person. If I'm being totally honest, I think the only reason that we've gave any attention to it is because of where it came from. It came from McGowan. Fucking Barry McGuigan said I changed your heart. It came from Stephen McGowan, who tends to be your kind of go-to for putting stuff out to the press or whatever. But see, to be totally honest, I don't see us signing 2 goalies this summer. I know we're saying Scott Bain's going to be number 3, but Scott Bain's been number 2 for about 18 months, if not 2 years. Siegrist has been out the picture for quite a while, obviously either injured and then what's happened with getting lived up in Australia. I think we'll only sign 1 goalie. I think Scott Bain will be our number 2, and we've got that Toby Oyemi, the loan who's meant to be highly rated, and I think I could be wrong, but I'm sure we signed another keeper, obviously a lot younger, for Hamilton, that's meant to be relatively highly rated as well. I could be well out with that, but I've got something in the back of my head. So I think we have got to keep a couple of keepers, like young keepers that are kind of highly regarded. So I don't think we'll go out and sign a new number 2. I think we'll only be in the market for a number 1. But there must be something to the Liam Kelly stuff, because obviously we've seen the kind of Twitter rumours as well during the day, and we just kind of laughed them off, and then it was 6 hours later that it was actually in the paper and it was coming from a kind of a relatively decent source in McGowan. So there must be something in it, but even as a number 2, it wouldn't be for me, to be honest with you.
I see. Just to clarify, when I was saying about nonsense, I totally understand the rumour. What I meant was see all the stuff about Joe Hart and Brendan Rodgers have met with him and all that fucking piss. I was like, shut up, man. I can understand him coming in as number 2. It's not for me, but I can understand the logic behind it if he's available.
Mm-hmm. But by the way, as much as I don't think it will happen and it shouldn't happen, nothing would surprise me, because Brendan Rodgers had signed Doris de Vries and Scott Bain.
I can't believe you're having a go at Brendan Rodgers.
I'm not having a go at Brendan Rodgers. I'm having a go at Brendan Rodgers. To
be fair, the Liam Kelly thing. Liam Kelly, I think his strength is with the ball.
I'm going to let you chat about this, right? Because I'm really needing a pee-pee.
That's shocking, because I was going to have a wee slide. I get him there. Liam Kelly, he suits the style, but he's not the person. He's not the personnel that we need in goals. We need better. That would have hit harder if Ross was sitting there after the conversations we've had today. But it doesn't date for me. Even as a number 2, I think it'd be a bit a pointless kind of. It's what we tend to do. We've done it with these SPL goalies: Scott Bain, Zaluska, Mark Brown. Siegrist. There's a few of the years that we signed for the SPL, and aye, they maybe look good for other teams, but then they come in and Zaluska, that's probably the best of a bad bunch. But you wouldn't really trust them to come in and as number one for any length of time, really.
It's
There was
interesting because I
Motherwell
think
fans.
Hearts. Oh, sorry, mate.
There,
I couldn't hear
sorry,
you.
but
I couldn't hear you, Ross, on a bath there.
there was Motherwell fans who were laughing under that post from the ground because they don't even rate him as a keeper. So that should ring alarm bells straight away, 100%. And look, I get he's played for Scotland and all that, but look, we need to be looking, broaden the horizons a bit. Look what's out there. I think there's keepers in the league that are far better than Kelly that we'll probably get. And someone asked in the comments, well, I'll throw this one to you. I know you're a big Scotland fan. Would you take Angus Gunn to replace Joe Hart?
Aye, absolutely. He's James was talking about how Kelly looks small. Angus Gunn's fucking. He must be about he's well over 6 foot anyway. Tall. He's maybe not got he's quite a slim keeper, but I think I think he'd be a fabulous addition. But I think he's probably well at the the ladders are in the corner. Big Jimmy. That's a fucking belter. I would, but I think he's probably well out of price range, to be honest with you. What is he at Norwich?
Oh, I have no idea where he is.
I think he's at Norwich, and they're in the playoffs. They get Premier League. You're talking stupid money for him, so I think that's probably out the equation. But it's going to be an interesting one because if we don't, and listen, it's a tall ask to. I know Joe Hart's got a lot of shit for a lot of quarters this season. It's a tall ask to try and get somebody in to improve from him. I think we're going to notice if we don't get that keeper that we're all craving, that the grass isn't always greener. But I agree, there is big keepers out there that we could be looking at, and hopefully we do get that improvement, and the new recruitment team do the job in the summer and find us quality. I know last season they were like you know me, Stephen. I fucking hate rumours, but we were linked with that the Croatian, the Lavakovic and all the rest of it. If we can get somebody of his calibre, and then we'll be laughing. But I think it's going to be a tough ask to find somebody of the quality Joe Hart, not just in his ability, but obviously what he does in the dressing room and all the rest of it. And Ross has got no idea what's going on.
I know he's I've talked about goalies. Roscoe forgot his ladders for the toilet to reach the point. What the fuck is he on?
Look behind you.
That corner.
Oh man, are they on Oh, you can't see it when I'm away, The room's in disarray now. It's going to be getting done up shortly. But I'm otherwise engaged with other folks' houses that I'm doing for fuck all. So anyway, on to the goalie chat. I like how you took that onto that. I've said previously on other podcasts earlier in the season, but after Joe Hart had announced he was going to be retiring, I don't know what you have spoke about there, obviously, in depth.
Angus Gunn.
Listen, I would be totally on board for getting him in. I think it would. Is he at Norwich now?
No,
correct me if I'm wrong. I think it'd probably take a bit of a fee. It would take a bit of a fee to get him away from there. When you look at what Adam Edel would cost us £5 million, he is an integral part of their team. It would cost a big fee to get him away from us. I think that I think we're going to have to. What's the term I'm looking for? We're going to have to reserve ourselves, if you like. I don't know if that's the right term, but reserve ourselves to the fact that the goalkeeper that we bring in, hopefully it's not Liam Kelly. And if it isn't, then we're going to have to reserve ourselves to the fact that it would probably be a goalkeeper that we are not aware of, we don't have any knowledge of at all. And he's going to come in, and hopefully he can come in and he's been scouted properly and he can be the next Arthur Boric. I mean, that is a long shot. But I think we have to reserve ourselves to the fact that whoever we bring in is probably going to be unknown to us. Well, I'll put that to all you. Would you agree with that? Because obviously I don't know, but you've chatted about them.
The last kind of rumour I seen was your man Patterson from Sunderland. I know he is highly rated down south.
Right back, mate.
What?
And he's playing
He's
Callum Patterson. That's a Scottish boy.
You're like Callum. Fuck off, Ross. I'm all about the keeper for Sunderland. Fuck's sake.
Angry.
That was
You'd be better
that
leave Kelly, you know.
That was the last rumour that I seen about a keeper. The other ones, I mean, everyone's talked about it. The Turkish fella. Who else was there? There's been the Bruce Boots and Gladbach keeper, but he signed a new contract, so that's gone. So the only one that seemed
the guy from West Brom as well a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember.
Yeah, West Brom. Do you know who I would take? Do you know who I would? It's so bad. Do you know who I would take a punt on for number 2? By the way, is it your man Dennis? Dennis at Kilmarnock.
By the way, I'm not just saying this. I think he has got more potential than the number 2. I think he is. He's a good
goalkeeper.
I don't know if he's ready to be the Celtic goalkeeper now, but I think he potentially could be at some point. He's very good. Go on, Stephen. The floor is yours again.
If I'm thinking about the SPFL for a number 2, hold on. Leaving a job, Stephen was like, fucking hell. See, but this Jimmy, fuck you. No one knew in this chat about anything.
Fuck you.
How do you know it was Jimmy that let it loose?
It's only started when Jimmy's been in.
I think I said that on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, and you told me to fuck off and notice that.
But no one caught on to it then, Willie. Tonight it's just caught like fucking wildfire. I'm getting asked about the odds and getting asked about...
You need to go back through the comments and out them.
But, I mean, like, I like Dennis. Who's the...
What's the odds and you'll find the comment, Stevie?
What's the odds and you shutting up? How about that?
About 1 to 100 on.
Right, so I like Dennis at Kilmarnock. There's another keeper in the league. I just can't... Are you going to stop being a dick? I'm trying to think the other one.
Never.
The Aberdeen goalie you like?
Roos. I like Roos.
Fucking garbage.
No, mate, come on. There's another keeper. Oh, fuck me. He plays for... Oh, my God.
Jack Butland. He's 30.
I like him. He's 31, Ross. He's 31.
31.
I tell you,
I can't remember no more. Someone else take it.
I think when we start looking at who we want to bring in, a keeper needs to be top priority first thing. But like I said, when Ross is away, I think we need to be bracing ourselves, because I don't think it's going to be easy to upgrade in Joe Hart. Told you, see, it was me. It was me.
What's the odds on that?
On what?
That was a joke.
Ryan being available for a podcast. Right, Wally. What are you saying, Wally?
I think it's going to be difficult to upgrade on Joe Hart.
100%, mate. I think I'd said on, might have been the last podcast I was on. I think you were on with me, James, and I'd lined off all the guys that I think that are really, really difficult to replace. For me, Joe Hart is one of them.
To be fair, you went through the fucking full squad that night, though.
because it's that good. It's that good, mate. But no, seriously though. But Joe Hart is going to be difficult to replace. But we have to replace him, and by the looks of things, and so we should be. We are actively looking for that replacement. Time will tell who it's going to be, but please, God, I honestly think I would rather draw them more than have Liam Kelly as our number 1 goalie next season. That's how strongly I feel about that. But we'll move on. So Liam Kelly, I do apologise, but no.
I don't. Fuck off.
I'll come back to yourself, Stephen, because this is your bag. You love all this. So Joey Dawson and Adam Montgomery have signed 1-year extensions. I think that's good. I think they'll come in next season. They'll rip it up, and Darren O'Day will get lauded, and there'll be a pathway to the first team. What do you think, Barrow?
You're such a dick.
I really wish I was a fly in the wall when McGinty listens to this back and just watch his
You won't need to be. We'll put it in the chat.
Oh, fuck,
Running commentary.
Another token novel telling me what's fucking his thoughts on it are.
I got a full on fucking dossier after the Wednesday podcast. Fuck's sake. A critique. But no, look, Joey Dawson and Montgomery, I think they're only getting new deals because they're actually both injured at the moment. So I think they're just giving them another opportunity to showcase what they can do. I like Montgomery. Montgomery actually played a role in Postecoglou's first season. He was the one who put the ball in for Jota to score at Batodrum in the game very late on. He was involved in some of the squads as well. I think he's a decent player. He went to Fleetwood and then he went up to St Johnson. No, it was not Motherwell, sorry, and then got injured and he had to come back. His loan got cut short. Joey Dawson, again, played a couple of games under Postecoglou up at McDermott Park and things like that when we had that injury crisis. Look, both of these young guys do have a bit about them, but I'm not getting too excited. I think it's just it's a contract when they get the rehab done and they get back again into the swing of things to see what they can do when they come back from these injuries. Both injuries, by the way, are quite bad. I think one was an ACL and one was like a leg break, I believe. So both are quite bad injuries in their own right. It's a good sign that young prospects are getting recognised. I think Daniel Kelly's playing hardball at the moment as well with his contract. I don't know what's going to happen there. Rocco Vada, he can fuck off. He does my head in. But look, if Darren O'Day if he can tarmac a new path and bring a couple of young players through, then we'll be all happy. Look, I think we all want young players to succeed. Everyone in this podcast does. It's one of the things we like seeing, whether it's a Kieran Tierney, Colin McGregor, James E. Forrest, Ralston, you go through a whole list. But it needs to be a continuous thing and not once every 5 years or 2 players every 5 years. It needs to be a constant kind of development structure, and that needs to be all up in the air and redone again. I know we had Celtic put up a post today about having unwavering support for the next generation or something of that nature. Can they show me the next generation? I haven't fucking seen anybody. But it's good that Barfield's being built. It's good that project's in place for future players coming through. But yeah, it's encouraging, Ross. But I would hold fire to be excited. It's for me, it's only because they're coming back from long-term injuries.
I totally agree with that. It does not excite me in the slightest. I think it's good that Celtic they've looked after their youngsters in the sense that they've put them out on loan. They've went and got bad injuries. It's not worked out for them, so they've not had a chance to go and show their worth at these other clubs to then say to Celtic, look what I can do here. They've not had that opportunity. So Celtic, they've looked after the young guys and they've said, look, we'll give you another year extension because you've basically lost a year, which they have. That's how I see it. It's nothing more, nothing less than that. I don't know if you're in agreement with that, James.
I'm no bored, mate. I'm just absolutely melting into a puddle sitting up here. I've got a wee fan sitting beside me. I'm trying to turn away so it doesn't get in my mic. But no, I'm sweating out my nut. But no, the Adam Montgomery thing doesn't date for me. We're talking about James Forrest earlier on as if he was fucking 102 years old. Adam Montgomery's going to be 22 in a couple of months' time. I've just googled it there. It feels as if he's due a testimonial. We've heard about him for that long. He's definitely not a left back for me. Whenever he's played, he looks no bad going forward, but he can't defend. So no, doesn't date for me. Taking up the quota, I get that point, but then for me, he's just taking up somebody else's space. Adam Montgomery won't be at Celtic in 2 or 3 years. He's not going to make the grade. He's not good enough. We've seen he's not good enough. He's 22.
Sorry, James.
That's James' screensaver face.
No, he's 22. I don't really buy into the potential chat either at 22-year-old. 22-year-old, you should probably have at least a season of kind of decent standard football under your belt if you're going to make it here coming through as a youngster. So nah, it doesn't do end for me. The Joey Dawson thing, I think he's a wee bit younger. But again, he's another one. We signed it, came in. I'm sure it was Scunthorpe he came in for, and he'd played first team football for them. They might have been in the Championship at the time because they were up there a few years ago. I don't know what league they were on. I'm always saying that, but I played first team football, and he's another one that comes in and we don't see. The only time we seen him was because we were in dire straits, get up to Perth that day. So, maybe it is Darno D working his magic, as we say. He's come in and his first order of business has been to get that pathway in place, and that's him going to be in and about the first team. But I just don't see it. Just seems all a bit pointless to me, to be honest with you.
I don't see it. As I've said, I don't see it. But I think it's just because they guys have lost basically a season and they've not had the opportunity to go out there and say, this is what we can do. What do you think? Sort of thing. But I agree with you, James. I think Adam Montgomery's a decent player. He's okay. He'll never be the level that we want. He's not a left back. I agree with that. He's not going to be the level that we need. Joey Dawson, as you said, I think he did come in for Scunthorpe. I think we got a certain Gary Hooper for Scunthorpe, if I remember right. And listen, he's not come in with the credentials that Gary Hooper came in with. He was the top scorer in the Championship at that point.
He was, yeah.
Yeah, like that.
I'm going back to my normal fucking posture of sitting away back here, man.
no at the bar. But Joey Dawson, he's come in for Scunthorpe. We obviously get Gary Hooper for there, and he done well. Joey Dawson's not come in with obviously the same credentials because Gary Hooper was the top goal scorer in the I'm sure it was the Championship, might have been League One. I think it was the Championship. He's not come in with that credential, and he's obviously a lot younger. I don't know, Willie. It doesn't excite me, but I get why they've done it because they're looking after two young guys that have lost a year of their career through no fault of their own. I think it's nothing more, nothing less.
I agreed. I don't agree with that person though that said my baldy. Something that person. I'm only joking. Celtic 8 I remember it was this thing. I'm in agreement with James. The Dawson thing. I don't think he's had much a chance at the team. He's obviously a bit younger. I can understand that one. The Montgomery one, I don't get. I think he's had. He's actually had more than enough chance. He's been out on loan. He's had more loans than the fucking Junkie and the Provident, and I don't think he's ever showed anything at these clubs. He had a season-long loan at Kilmarnock, and it was less than unforgettable because I just don't see him being of the required standard. And everybody talks about us improving on Greg Taylor. If we're going to do that this summer, then where's the Adam Montgomery coming in? I don't get that one myself. So.
Aye.
If that's the case, it's a strange one, and it's if we're talking about like it's because he's been injured, then that sounds like the most sentimental thing I've ever heard in my life. We've done more than enough to give him a chance to show his worth for the first team, and that's including all the loans. And I don't think he's shown the required quality. I don't think he's shown the required quality. So. I just don't get
Groovy's minions.
But again, it's the news came through and I just kind of swiped on by. I was like, oh well, it wasn't. I didn't like Ross. That's not something that excited me. The Dawson, I'd like to see a bit more of Dawson, but the Montgomery one, I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Mm-hmm. Listen, we'll park that. It's neither here nor there. Wow, what the fuck was that? Neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. they're two young guys. They've came in, and that's it. We'll move on to a bit slightly bigger news. Well, actually, quite big news. I've not got massive opinions on this because I don't know enough about it. But I'll just come back to you first, Wally. Mark Cooper. I don't know if it's official, but it is looking awfully like that he will be the new head of recruitment. We needed a new head of recruitment because the last one was, well, he was jobbies, and we need, and he's no longer and he's no longer in post. So we've got Mark Cooper in. If Anthony McGinty was on, he would have a big opinion on this, as we've seen in the group chat. I scrolled by it because I was very busy at work, so I don't know the full ins and outs of what he said, but I got the gist. He was beyond. But I'll come to you first, Willie. So Rodgers apparently rates him highly. Now, the one thing I did read was that he's been asked to target players between sort of age 19 to 23 with international experience, and a sort of they've got to fit a certain financial criteria. Now, for me, reading between the lines there,
That's
that
a very
is
small
the
short list, isn't it?
aye. So reading between the lines, I'm like 19 to 23. That is already what we go for. The financial criteria is very vague, because is it the same financial criteria as what we're in the now, or are we going to go up to the next level that we all want? It's very vague, and it doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence. But the only thing I hold on to is I know nothing about the guy, and nobody can do a worse job than Mark Law has in the last 4 transfer windows. So I'm not again going to judge this guy straight away, but his remit, fuck knows what that means. It's vague to me. What do you think?
Mate. I mean, I don't really know too much about what post. I read a few reports, and a few reports to me said that he wasn't head of recruitment. He was just coming in as a sort of scout. I don't know what I might be wrong there. I think he's done work for us before, and like Stephen Ray said, with the reports I read, apparently he knows the South American market. That's where he's been, like, sort of basing his work. I read somewhere that he said that at 15 he's seen Valverde that's at Real Madrid now, and said he's going to be a player, as if that makes him like top scout. And they probably never mentioned the other 100 players that he said were great and they're actually pitch now. But again, it's not something that I got me super excited, because I don't know enough about the guy. What I'm excited the fact that we're starting to build a fucking scouting team. This should have been done months ago, because we should be looking at what we're doing in the summer 6 months ago, not whenever we get a team in place. I think when the murmurs were that we were going to lose the current scouting team, we should have had ready replacements ready to go. I'm hoping that it's not going to be another window like we've just had there, where it's, you want it to be more like Angie's windows, where we get the business done early. I don't want it to drag on. And if we've not got a team in place that are going to do the business now, that worries me slightly. But yeah, I think if we can get knowledge from all corners of the globe, then that's fantastic. If we've got somebody with knowledge of South America, brilliant. I think that's something we should be looking at. Another scout that's got knowledge of, Europe, Scandinavia, and another one that's got knowledge of whatever. I think that's something that we should have in place to be looking all over, especially with our model going forward. We need to find these players, these gems that we found in the past. So yeah, fingers crossed that that's where we are, and that's what we're looking at. Aye, that's true. Aye, Big Jimmy says, by the way, does anybody remember Brendan coming in and saying how good our transfer set was? Aye, absolutely. I think it's probably because it was night. I think it was probably because it was night and day for what he had in his his first stint at the club, because that was even worse. With regards to the fact that they were bringing in players under, but that's for another podcast. That's been another 5 podcasts that we've already discussed.
Jimmy's trying to host.
I know. He should have been on the night. He's fucking said more than me. Positive that we're like the start of the teams. We're looking at the start of a new scouting team. Negative is this should have been in place months ago. If he is head of recruitment, great start. If he's not, then what the fuck are we doing? We need to get the foot on the gas and get a move on, because the window's open in fucking a matter of months, weeks and months. We really need to get a move on and start building for next season.
Aye, I mean, I understand why you say it's a negative that he wasn't sort of brought in straight away. But then at the same time, you don't know how long it was floated that Mark Law was going to leave his position. So then if it was a sudden thing, then the time they've taken, I think, is okay, because they've done, well, you would hope they've done their due diligence. But on Cooper himself, I seen Stephen Ray in the comments there saying that obviously he's got a knowledge of the South American market, which I had read previously, which is great. But James, I think it's another market that you look at that we can sort of try to exploit, but it's only one market. So he is the head of recruitment. I don't know how it works fully, but there has to be guys under him. And like Willie said there, I think you have a head of recruitment. If that's his sort of forte as the South American market, then let him concentrate on that. But like Stephen with his minions, he has to have guys underneath him, and in all corners of the globe, working underneath him and going to Scandinavia, going to wherever. Do you know what I mean? So as much as he's come in, I don't know if you know more about him than any of us do, but just your thoughts on that sort of possible appointment, and the wider sort of recruitment team that needs to be in place.
Just a bit of what you've all said, to be honest. It's good to see that it is something we're addressing. I think everybody and their granny can see that it needs to be addressed. We've all said for long enough, some is for longer than ours, Stephen? The recruitment side has been a bit of a shambles.
Keep it quiet, James. Let's keep it quiet.
We just didn't have the personnel in that department.
No person, exactly.
We needed,
listen, see, I can give you that though.
But you were still rang though, to be fair. Anyway,
Go on, James. Go on. Get into him. Get into him.
With regards to that guy, look, I don't know anything about him. I think the kind of gist of what McGinty was saying, look, before I even start, I think his 20,000 word fucking dissertation on the guy was a wee bit much. But I think that it was basically the gist of it was that he was either already employed by Celtic or he had been employed by Celtic in the past in one capacity or another.
I don't know where he read that though, because I tried to, sorry to cut in there, but I tried to read up, but I never found anything about that. But I'm not saying he was wrong, by the way. Carry on.
I did.
Doing any sources, but his dissertation, I'm sure he put in transfer market as well, and LinkedIn or something. But he did say, to be fair, but it was. The kind of general
camera in his house.
He was going for that it was kind of like reorganising the deck chairs on the Titanic, which to an extent I can kind of get, to be fair, but I'm not going to go into fit it because I literally know next to nothing about the guy. It just came out obviously in the same article with Liam Kelly stuff, and I think the main kind of positive that I can take away from it is that hopefully the guy that scouted Bernaby is now out of job. This guy at the very most is taking his position. Do you know what I mean? So, I don't really know enough about him to pass comment, to be honest.
Aye. Well, I'm the same. But Stephen, I'll come to you on it, right? Things can only get better for Mark Law.
Can only
think-
get better.
But they actually can though, right? Because you look at last weekend, right? Brendan Rodgers has said in his press conference today, I'm not saying presser because James' head will explode. But he said in his press
We've not had a
conference
Guinness
today.
review yet of a fighting either. Fucking disgraceful.
I'm knowing the Guinness.
No,
Right, son.
right.
Did you be able to pull that yourself like a big boy, or did you need a wee button and tap it?
No, I've got an Irish barman here pouring them for me.
By the way, that was Wally. I'm with you. I pour that shit as well, but that was a tremendous diss. But anyway, so Stephen,
Mhm.
we're talking about Mark Cooper. Now, it can only be better, not get better, than Mark Law. And testament, right? Brendan Rodgers has been in his press conference today talking about how our team, our starting 11, if you like, is in the best place that it's been all season, right? And he's delighted with the players that he's got at his disposal now. By all accounts, well, not by all accounts, that's the wrong term, but by a lot of opinion, our best performance, our most complete performance this season came against Hearts last season. And the only player in the starting 11 was Kuhn that had been a new recruit. So that for me speaks volumes. I nearly knocked that pad there then, oh my God. That speaks volumes. So I thought it was going to go whoosh right then. But
Whoosh, whoosh.
aye, it speaks volumes for me. And I listen, I tried to defend and give people time on the recruitment, but I was wrong on it. Not wrong. I was just more fair.
You were wrong.
But
Wrong.
You were
I
wrong.
was wrong. Okay,
Wrong.
okay, I was wrong. Right, we'll go with wrong. Right, but anyway, so it can only get better because that out of 4 windows, if you like, that we're left with. I don't know if it's as much as 4 windows. It's maybe 2, but we're left with Kuhn. It's not a phone, it's a pad. I'm really more advanced than Anthony Dunn. but anyway, as a sad indictment of the last 2 windows, that our best performance this season came with 1 new recruit. So, if nothing else, it has to be better. It has to go up for here because. And by the way, Ange Postecoglou picked Mark Law by all accounts. So, as much as we laud him, do you not agree with that?
Do you even believe
Anyway, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I was
about
more.
that.
I was more laughing at James's face, man.
Aye, I know. I do that when James talks about tactics.
Aye,
That's
no,
no, I'm only kidding. But
it
Stephen,
was just sheer coincidence that he knew the CEO's fucking son.
Aye, I know. Aye, well, that's true. Actually, I conveniently forgot about it was like his sperm.
That was quality though. It's like remember Celebrity Squares? Because as soon as you see that, James was like, "Can I put you?"
But anyway, Stephen, your opinion on Mark Cooper and what nonsense I've just spoke.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like I have to give credit to myself and James. We called it from the end of the transfer window, the summer transfer window. But remember, we were told not to think like that or be like that, and look, we were right from the start. So I'm taking this as a victory. But I mean, in terms of,
I'm taking that personally. By the way,
in terms of Mark Cooper, look, this is again from what I've gathered, and a couple of people on Twitter who are close to Celtic. I think it's Craig. Who does hear Celts? He's in touch with Celtic and stuff, and they've only hired him as a talent scout, so he's not going to be head of recruitment. He's just purely a talent identification scout with a head of recruitment still to be decided, a technical director, and also head of youth development. So there's 3 positions that Celtic are actively trying to fill at the moment. I agree with Willie. They should have been done ages ago. As soon as Mark Lowell, the whiff that he was leaving or getting sacked, we should have been on the ball. It kind of worries me what we have in place for the summer transfer window. Mark Cooper in previous past has been linked with Celtic before. He has recommended players. He has recommended players from the South American market. I think one of them was Casero, who is now at Chelsea. Another player, I think, was Palacios is at Leverkusen. Someone mentioned that in the comments. So he has been directly linked before with Celtic Football Club, albeit I think on a third-party basis. But now he has been employed as a talent scout. It's great that we're filling scout positions, but I mean, should the head of the scouting or head of recruitment not be doing this and building his own team around him? That you know what I mean, to look forward. So again, that should have been in place. Look, I've spoken.
So
as
he's
Willie
not
said,
going to be head of recruitment. Is that what
no,
you're
he's
saying?
just a talent identification scout. That's all he is.
Right.
That's all he is. So the head of
So
recruitment,
he's the
I
guy
thought,
that's painting the lines on the path for O'Day.
Well, see these terms, right? A talent identification
I
scout.
need a P again, by the way. But
So what-
carry on.
So what's a normal scout do? No identifying.
I think
talent.
that's Willie. I think that's their name now. I think they're just
Fucking
talent ID
nonsense.
scouts.
But see what you're
Madness.
saying there, and we talked about how this should be in place, right? And I understand how, like somebody like Ross was saying, like, it depends what. No, stop being so reactive, right? We should be in a position now, right? We're not going to sell Kyogo, right? It's not happening.
No,
But
no.
something could happen tomorrow, and he's not available for whatever, or somebody puts a £50 million bid in, he's gone. We should already have a target in mind to replace him. You should always have, if you're head of recruitment and everything's, you're laughing, head of recruitment, the recruitment's brilliant, we're signing somebody, you should still be looking ahead just in case he gets hit by a bus or something. You should know or have at least an eye on somebody you're going to bring in to replace that guy. It should be there and then a manager. Rodgers could leave tomorrow. You should always have your eye on somebody or two or three people that you think, well, if he does go, this is who we should be looking at. It shouldn't be a fucking 3 or 4 month process after that. But it's so reactive for Celtic instead of proactive. We should already be looking at. A big Andrew used to say it all the time. While we're always looking, we obviously want to keep these players, but they're going to move on at some stage. So we're looking 2 windows ahead and all that.
Yep.
We've never done that. We're so reactive. It's unbelievable.
That was, see, the January window. That was my big thing. Todd Mulholland's up have obviously been proved wrong since, because even by fucking my standards, he's been shit hot since the turn of the year. But I wanted us to sign a goalkeeper in January to come in, and so that transition was seamless. We're no getting like we're fucking Liam Kelly's of the world, and we're panicking about who it's going to be, and we're not going to have a goalie. And it was the same with the left back position as well. When I think it was last week when we were talking about it. Like, I'm no Greg Taylor's biggest fan. I'd keep him, but I don't think he should be our starting left back. But see if fucking Greg Taylor wakes up in the middle of the night with the shits and he's out the Mora, who's playing left back for Celtic the Mora? Do you know what I mean? That's where my thing
just
comes.
play with
Liam Scales scored
Yeah.
earlier in the season. Liam Scales.
We didn't have another left back, because I would a million percent trust. But no, you fucking see that.
Go on, son. Come on.
I would have
Love that.
Trusted Scales at left back or Bernaby. I still fucking would.
Yeah,
but genuinely, though, that's been my thing for ages with Celtic. It was a wee bit different when Andrew was here, and then as soon as Ange left, it just resorted to type. And that's why I think, again, it was something we touched on last week, a couple of weeks ago. We are facing quite a substantial rebuild in the summer, and it shouldn't have ever have been like this. It shouldn't have been like this. And I was the kind of train of thought that O'Reilly, I think, is a certainty to be away. I was the train of thought that Bernardo was going to be O'Reilly's replacement. I wasn't a fan of it. I still wouldn't sign Bernardo up, but even that kind of train of thought has been derailed. Because we've not really seen a lot of Bernardo in recent times. So I know you had that kind of fan base, because he sounded like a fanny, but he had a wee purple patch. No, but he had there was a genuine kind of few folk that would have signed him up and probably still would sign him up. But I think if we're signing Bernardo for your 6 million that's quoted, there is no danger Paulo Bernardo isn't walking into Celtic's first team as a £6 million player. If we sign him, then he's going to be O'Reilly's replacement, in my opinion. So that is technically forward planning, but it's still no. I'm still not a fan of that. So
Well,
I'm going to moan either way.
I think given I think him. What's that?
He said he's got him on either way. I said, "I can."
Okay. No, aye, sorry, but I think given time, and if he's playing week in week out, listen, I'm not saying that he's as good as O'Reilly, but I think he's got potential to be as effective in games. I really do, but I'm not really want to get into that, right? Because we've got a big, massive game tomorrow, and all that transfer
kickoff
chat
time.
and who's coming in, who's going
Wicked
out.
sports scene's coming
All
on
that
soon.
will take care of itself in the summer. But right now, we've got a league title to win. We've got a huge game tomorrow. And before we talk about the lineup and score predictions, I'm going to go on to the mystery, what I put in the topics, the mystery topic, because I didn't want him to swatting up. Now, this is totally left field, right? It could go well, it could go absolutely horrendous, but we're going to do it, and if it doesn't work, just no fucking do it again. That's it. Simple as that, right? So what we're going to do is, it started off with a 2, but obviously Itchy Feet has came in.
Fuck's
Feet.
sake.
So-
Drop off. No, fucking
No, you're fine. We love you being here. It's fine. But this is, it might be very random. We're going to do a spelling bee, right?
What?
So,
A spelling bee?
aye. So you're going to have to spell former Celtic players' second names, right?
Oh my god.
Stephen,
Now, at the moment, Stephen, you've got yourself a 3-point head start, son. So you'll maybe only lose it by 7 or 8. So we've got 10 names, right? No pens, no paper. You've just got to spell it to me, and you've got to go each.
Comments
I know.
off, I take it.
Aye, that would be beneficial for this.
James, I'm looking at you, buddy. Get comments
Oh,
off.
aye. I'm sorry,
So-
I've got Google. I've got 14 screens with different Googles on it, so sound.
I'll kind of alternate it so that somebody's not going first all the time, right? But so I'll start off Willie first, right? So the first name, you just spell it. I'll not tell you if you're right. Then I'll go to the next person, and then I'll say who's got it right. I might not be able to follow it, and it could go to, but we'll try it anyway, right? It's just something different. I thought we'd go for, right. So Willie first, right? So it is the second name, and I want you to spell Dirk Borichter's second name. Steve's fucked.
James, he always looks down. Look at the screen.
I have
You're
got a
always
pen and a
looking.
bit of fucking paper. My
He
phone
said
is up
no
here.
pens. He said no pens, no paper.
All right, sorry, missed that.
Cheating
But
bastard.
as much
Honestly.
use as it's going to do me, fuck's sake.
Boerigter.
So it's, what did you say? B?
For fuck's sake.
Couldn't you kind of broke up? You broke up.
Right, B-O-E-R-R. Oh, no.
Uh-huh.
One R, sorry. One R, I said. B-O-E-R-I-G-G, 2 G's, T-E-R.
Right, okay.
1 R, 2 G's.
Right, okay.
Stephen says to
And
spell duck.
I'll come to James.
B-O-E-R-R-I-G-H-T-E-R. I'll go double R. R-R-I-G-T-E-R. T-E-R. T-E-R. B-O-E-R-R-I-G-T-E-R.
Right, okay. And Stephen,
BOERRIGTER. Exact same as James. That's what I was thinking.
That's handy.
right?
Bullshit.
Yeah. Right,
Well,
so
you're looking down, Chief. You're looking down, Chief. What's going
Got
on?
nothing here. There's fuck all here. You want to see then? Just see my fucking red shorts, you fucking dick.
2 seconds.
You're looking down, Chief.
Right, 2 seconds.
I'm bringing up comments now that the thing's done. So,
Oh,
I
I
can't
always went
remember
double
what I
R.
fucking said.
Rigner translated horseshit by Joe Finley.
Right, so Willie, I don't know what you spelt, man. It was the alphabet.
2 G's.
James and Stephen got it on the money.
Fucking
Yes! Come on! 4-1-0. Shove it up, you Willie. That's how
Right,
you do it,
let's not
son.
get too cocky, Stephen. You're going first this time, boy. No, I'm only kidding. We'll go James first this time, right?
Go me first. Go me first if you want.
All right, big balls. So the third name, if you like, Pierre Van spell Hooijdonk.
Go ahead, James.
No, Stephen.
I actually know that one, I think.
I think I might as well, but I've been wrong before and I'll be wrong again.
I couldn't get this one. I had to fucking Google the life with it.
Stephen, you're looking down, Chief.
Come on, you cheating bastard.
You know even care what it starts with. Oh, there we go.
Over away.
HOI.
Okay.
Hoi.
DGONK. Fuck, I don't know.
Okay, that's fine.
Hoi jump.
We'll go.
Fuck up, Willie.
We'll go James since Willie went first the last time. We'll go James.
I think it's Hooijdonk. Hooij donk. DONK.
Hooijdonk.
Aye. Hooijdonk.
Yep.
Okay.
That's
What do you
I
think,
thought.
Willie?
Aye, that's exactly what I thought.
Okay.
Aye, is it aye?
That is aye. Aye, just put me first. Just put me first here, Ross. Aye.
He fucked me up. I bet I was question 10 and he's went, fuck him. And he's given me the toughest one. Fuck's sake.
No, listen. So, Stephen done a Willie there, and James got it right, and Willie got it right. Bang on.
Usual Saturday night for Stephen Dana Willie.
Wow.
Even though it's only Friday night.
Outstanding. That's outstanding, James.
Get their tongue out of his arse.
Who went? You've not went first yet, James, eh?
Aye, James to go.
That doesn't matter to James. He's just fucking. He's the
fucking
speller.
Carol Vorderman. Even though
Right.
she was
So
Darryl Murphy. Go ahead, James, son.
Scotland. Key.
right. So I only went with this name because I find it difficult to spell. Because there's a few ways, so that might be why, right? But it's the 90s Brian McLaughlin.
MC Laughlin.
MC.
Is that a DJ Ranger way?
Whoa. Spell the fucking thing. Just don't say that.
MCLAUGHLIN.
Right,
MC
okay.
Laughlin down your way.
And we'll go Willie next.
That's exactly how I would have spelled it as well. MC Laughlin.
Okay, and Stephen.
Exact same.
Fucking lying bastard. You hate going Stephen first.
Exact same.
He'd have went LOCH.
What's that? 5-2-1? Oh, incredible.
Stephen gets all his points.
James has got 3. James has got
Hasn't got
3.
3. James on 2.
He's
Aye.
on 3.
That shows you how good your maths is, isn't it? 3 questions,
He's
right?
on 3. But
Okay.
he's all got that wrong, by the way.
How can
No,
I
I'm
be
kidding.
3 then?
James is on 3. Stephen's on 5. Wally's on 2.
Oh.
Okay. So, well, I can't remember who went first the last time there.
It was me. I went first, then Stephen, then James. So it would be back to me.
Back to you. Right. So, this
I don't let
is...
Stephen go last again.
I've not really
Cheating
got
bastard.
much. Well, I've got 0 recollection of this guy, right? But he's a goalkeeper. And it just felt like it might be hard to spell, but I don't think it is. Andy McConaughey. Wally.
My what? Itake?
McConaughey.
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 McCondaach. Oh, am I going IE or Y? IE.
Okay.
I wait for
And
James to say MC
we'll go
Condache.
Ah, fuck, aye.
MC
Okay.
Condache.
That one's
We'll
built just
go-
sounds, I think.
We'll go Stephen next. McConaughey.
McCondicy.
Okie doke. And James.
I would have said the same as what Willie said, but I would have had a
Yeah. Prick.
You
I
said
can't mind
Y.
what Wally said.
Neither
So it's
can
wrong.
I.
That
MC
was-
I said you were a
MC.
prick.
ONDANCHEY. Fuck.
Ah,
knows
it's
what I've
fucking
even
wrong,
spelled
man.
there.
It's totally wrong, aye. I actually thought that was going to be easier. I thought I was going to be one of the easier ones. It was McCondichie.
Oh, I was one out. Fuck off.
So the next one, right, who went first there? Wally,
Me.
Well,
Stephen's
and then
done.
you went. Stephen's turn, right? So
Yes, give him a fucking belter.
he
Yeah,
definitely
like,
went. He went to question 10 for me last one.
No, I
He's on
didn't.
like-
I didn't. Well, I
Ross,
think
you're
you've got an
second
easy
again.
one. I think
Ross,
you've
you're
got an easy
second,
one.
mate.
I'm
Stop
alright.
moving around.
My screen's away. Aye. There you go.
He's been
Wait,
doing
no.
squats all night.
We're good. We're good. The screen keeps slipping because of anyway. Doesn't matter. Right. So, Stephen, you're next, right? Or you're
Fell off his
first.
ladders.
Right.
I'm gonna wet myself.
Enrico. The second name, Anone.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh no, I know he's on and on now.
Guy sat next to me said that, honestly.
A.
Well done. It's a good start.
Listen.
Strong
Right, I'm
start.
all for it. Right, when you are going, I chirp in. No,
Aye,
let me
aye.
think.
You fucking
Let me
do
think.
actually. I think when you watch this back, you'll have a good shake of yourself.
I'll shake something. A.
I don't know. Willie's on a Saturday night, apparently.
A.
But see, if we're getting
Um,
further, I said to Sharon, I'm in control tonight. There's absolutely no way we're going 2.5 hours.
He's also just put fucking 3 years at the start of
I
the
know.
Aroni and we're
He
still
said
going.
it.
Right, A-N. N-O-N-N-I.
Okay. We'll go. Is it James next? You just keep me right.
ANNONI.
Yep,
Okay.
that's what I say. No, Stephen never
Is
said
that what
that.
you
Boom.
say?
You never said that,
What are you
Stephen.
talking?
You didn't
said
say that,
two
Stephen.
ends. You said 2 ends and another 2 ends.
I know.
You did. You put 2 ends at the end. Oh, no.
And
But James and Wally. James and Wally got it right. So James is on 4, Wally's on 3, and Stephen is on 5. This one is a fucking belter. Who's first?
James.
Hi, James.
Aye.
Hi, honey. So, Darius Dobchek.
Fucking.
Oh my fucking god! By the way, are you serious right now?
I'm no kidding.
Darius Dobchek. Wow.
Say it again,
But it's
Ross.
obviously just Dobchek. Dobchek.
Dov check.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
We're all right. Just.
I wonder if
Aye.
I wonder how the comments are doing. Actually, I should really be looking at them, because I can look at them.
Fucking.
Apologise.
But if you look
Oh.
at the comments, we're going to be looking at your ceiling.
Fuck off.
WD.
Oh, Plunge McNugget is nailed Dobchek. Well done, Plunge.
WD 40.
40.
Aye.
WD for it.
WD. Fucking this why they ones just fucking take a horn out the bag at Scrabble and fuck it on the board. WD. WD. Oh.
Strange Love the Doctors nailed it.
WD. O. W. Y. CK.
Okay. And we'll go. I don't know how it's working anymore. We'll just go Willie.
Dov check. DHOVCHEK.
Say it again.
DHOVCHEK.
If it
Yeah.
starts
Cheating
with W, I
bastard.
want a fucking.
He just made me
Cheating
say that
bastard.
again. He just made me say that again because he kens I look like a fucking idiot there. Why say that again, son? Hey, you guys.
Hey, Stephen.
We're definitely getting.
I'll put an X down. It's fine. Any boy.
Hold on.
By the way,
DV
superb that a couple of guys have got that right.
You do realise
Joe
they've got
Finley.
access to Google and shit. It's
Aye.
Alex. You know what I
Joe
mean?
Finley's not googled it because that is unbelievable.
What, you got the
Can I
correct
put that
film?
up?
That's
I'm
not
going to put it
unbelievable. Don't put it up yet.
Uh,
Do not put it up yet.
Oh,
Stop
aye,
saying
aye,
that,
aye,
you
aye.
fucking tart.
Aye, but
Right.
then Stephen might have been going to spell it like that, so shouldn't he?
Aye, maybe in
Put it up.
fucking 2047 when he decides to utter a word.
D,
Look at that.
D,
That's
D.
impressive.
Are you listening? Are we listening?
I'm listening. Are you
Right.
listening?
Right. So
Uh-huh.
D,
It's a good start.
Just leave it,
UV.
mate. It's fine. It's
I
fine.
don't think it's a good start.
It's not a D then.
It's a fair start.
that-
So it's you've all got it wrong. It's a tough one.
That's pish. Is it
There's
start with
a
a
couple of
W?
guys. So Plunge McNugget, superb. Paul McFarlane, superb. I think. Aye, that's how you spell it there.
What the fuck's that? You said Dubcheck, not Wovcheck.
I'm fucking
Aye,
shaming.
but it's a silent W.
On that one, I was really wanting to say the W there.
There's
Well done,
15
James. Point for you.
You actually got the
Aye, give
the
James
first
a
half
point
of
for
it
that.
right, James.
I would give James a point
then-
for that.
Nah,
Nah,
You can't do that.
I'd give Ross a point personally, just in the interest of fairness.
I also think that it's fucking hilarious that Stephen's getting shite out for spellings and he can't say Schalke.
Shaquille.
Willie, who's winning this? I'm winning. It's fine.
Oh,
It's all good.
He is. He's winning.
What,
Yeah,
what you on?
right.
You on 2 points? 2 points?
Aye, aye. Ah, man.
Love you.
No, he's
Love you.
on 3. He's on 3.
Come on. Fuck you.
Right, so the next one, whose turn is it to go first?
Willie,
Stevens again.
not me.
Is it Steve?
Willie.
I think it is you, but I think. Right, so we're going Stephen, aye.
Aye, he's in the lead.
Right.
How many more is there?
1, 2,
20.
3, 4. 4.
All right. Just
Right, so Stephen, spell Elianusi.
L.
Q.
No, E-L O-U-N-Y-S-A-I. There we go.
Okay.
What happened
Okay,
to
doc.
James? James just had an earthquake.
Palmer's just fell
Um,
off my door there, diving bastard.
Take that to bar.
Right. I don't know who's next to Willie or James. I'll just go James.
El Yunusi, ELYOUNOUSSI.
Right. Okay. Willie.
ELYOUNNOUSI.
Yeah, Google.
Alright, we're going to try and
Okay,
listen to me here. Can you not talk over the top of me here?
So James has
Like
nailed
Gary
it.
Allen.
Yes.
James has
Fuck
nailed it.
off! There's no way he nailed that. No
He
way.
did. He
Oh
did.
my
He did. He
Jesus
nailed it.
Christ! By the way,
Fluent
Right.
Norwegian.
So the next one, Franny's nailed it. So who brought that up? How you got the
Me.
comments, Bobbag?
but I put them on when we're finished.
Fucking Celtic
If I
Friday,
was cheating, I would have got it right. If I was cheating, I would have got it. So shut up.
I know.
No,
I'm
you
only
would
kidding you. But I should actually be bringing the comments up, but I'm too engrossed in what you are fucking doing. Right. So the next one, by the way, there's 1, 2, 3 to go. So, Wally, you can still win if they two get the next two wrong. It's 5-5-3. So
That's a formation.
it's all to play for.
I can't see.
So-
With Stephen's spelling ability, I can't see me getting back in it.
This is another belter, right? And there'll be a few guys. The guys that got Dob check right will probably be able to spell this one right because
If it's
They're showing
Jackanovsky,
their
I'm taking
age.
the points.
it's Jackanovsky.
Yes.
Did he
Right,
put James
so-
first then? Stephen,
Aye, who's meant to be first, Stephen?
I think it was meant to be
So
James,
it's
but you're
Fuck
hating
off.
It's Jackanovsky, Stephen.
I'm not going first. Piss bollocks.
Piss balance.
I'll go first then because I'm not a fucking
Right.
little crybaby.
Right, well, I can go
And
first
I've no
then.
idea. What is it, Jackanovsky?
Jackanovsky.
JACKANOWSKI. No fucking idea.
Okay. Stephen.
Oh, bollocks, I'm not going second.
James knows. Love it. It's actually impressive.
James is like the
D
guy in
said-
Millionaire where he phoned a friend and he said, sorry, I didn't the answer. I just wanted to tell you I'm about to win £1 million.
and then get it wrong.
Oh,
What
sorry.
did you just say,
D-
Stephen?
D said
Jackanovsky.
no.
No, he said DZ. You can't do that.
No, go DZ.
DZ.
Hold on a wee second. Come back to me. Go to James.
No.
No.
Can't be fucking doing that. You
He's
cheating
a
bastard.
cheating cunt, by the way. He's a cheating bastard. He is.
I'm not
He is.
looking
He
down.
knows he is.
Right,
Because
get him to fuck. He's
the
not getting a point.
very fact he went DZ, I was like,
I know, he was
cheating.
and he was like this looking down. So get him to fuck James
Aye.
next.
aye.
I'm going to punch
Right,
the bastard
James.
in, Stephen.
Hold on a wee minute. Hold on. It's DZIEK.
Oh, what the fuck? That's what I said.
Aye,
He
because you
cheated,
looked at
didn't
the... Right, start again, James. I couldn't hear you for
Itchy feet.
at your feet.
DZIEKANOWSKI.
You're reading along to that in your phone,
James.
Stephen, aye? So you got it right.
James has absolutely fucking nailed it. Superb. So it's
Well done,
6,
James. Fantastic,
5,
James.
3. You all right, Stephen? Not
Yeah.
offended you?
You're better than dark chocolate, you fucking Subway melt.
That's unbelievable. I've never heard that in my life. Love that. Right, so we've got 2 to go.
But it's not very
That's,
sly, even everybody in the comments can see you're doing it.
You can still win, Stephen, but you have to win morally. You can't be doing what you just did.
I'm
got
sorry.
one eye-
I'm
You've
sorry.
got one eye at Glasgow, one eye at
Sorry.
Edinburgh, and he thinks he's fucking...
Is my eyes that bad tonight?
Let's
Alright.
see. Did anybody else get it in the comments, by the way? Let's see. Paul McFarlane, superb. Well, if it comes up. Oh, There you go.
My wife's
Paul
phoning me.
McFarlane, superb. There's maybe other people going.
I'm enjoying myself. I'm absolutely enjoying myself.
I'm enjoying
Ross.
myself.
Aye.
Right, so we've got two more.
He's away. He's away.
What's that?
That's his phone a friend.
That's who's finding the
Right,
answers.
Who's? Oh, is
Right,
it? He's,
I'll put it in
maybe he's.
Have you too. Bye bye.
Can you
That the
spell
rain?
Dimitri Karin while we're there?
That was John Logie Baird. Says you're an asshole.
Right, there's two more to go. Right, so we'll go number 9. Who's going first this time?
Stephen.
Me.
Stephen. Right. So the name is Cahoon.
What? Back in there.
Cahoon.
Cool.
Ross, stop taking the piss. Who is it?
That's the name, Cahoon.
Give me the full name.
John,
Give me the full
It's
name.
John Cahoon.
Cahoon?
What's happened to Wally?
He's away for a wank. Cahoon?
All right. Oh my god. Oh, man. Fucking hangs away again, man.
You're sinking there.
Foxtrot. Brutal.
Cahoon?
Oh, Paul McFarlane, Plunge McNugget, they're all doing well. Paul McFarlane, and he is the spelling king. So is Plunge, actually, to be fair.
COL.
Cheating.
Mate, my phone's black.
What's the screen, though? Lit up.
Stop. Stop.
Okay.
COL.
Yep.
Q. H. No, QUH. OUN.
that fucking corner of your screen dread interesting, Stephen, right?
You're a shambles, mate. You're ruining my fucking thing.
That's mate, that's true. I know who that is.
I know who that is. Right, what, James?
Aye, what Stephen said, right. The only reason I know that is I went to college.
Aye, go. Exactly. Cahooney's
Right,
Irish.
So, is Wally coming back, or? Is he?
I don't know.
I think he's way to the toilet, just. He's just way to the toilet.
Is he at the toilet, is he?
Give them both the
Why
point.
just
I
doing that?
forfeit. I forfeit.
Aye, because you fucking cheated, do you know that?
I feel bad now doing that. I forfeit. I'm out of it.
Yeah.
It's just between James and Willie now.
Fucking bell end, but...
I felt
So,
left
you know
out.
like
I felt... Yeah, give Willie and James the point. I'm out.
Yeah, by the way, the only reason I done this quiz is because... this quiz, but... Well, let's put it to you, Willie, but the only reason I done this is because I was like... It's Willie and James that's on, and Stephen's no one, and I didn't want to, like, make him feel like a cunt or that, but... You came on, and then you cheated.
I forfeit. It's fine.
Right, Wally, Cahoon.
Eh?
Wally Dobbin, but spell Cahoon.
Colquhoun.
No,
COLQ.
spell it, didn't he?
COLQHOUN.
Yeah.
No. COL.
Yep.
Aye.
Now you got it on. So Wally's on 4, James is on 7. There's one to play for. Stephen's forfeited because he's I'm not going to call him a hun. That's out of order.
Spanish. Tikka masala.
So there's one more to go, and it doesn't really mean anything because James has won the day. But we'll go to you, Wally. We'll go to you, Wally, and it's Giacomakis.
GIAKOUMAKIS.
Okay, James.
Aye, I'd be the same. GIAKOUMAMIAS. No. I think I fucked up. Aye.
You totally fucked that up, aye, but you've won anyway, it doesn't matter. Wally got it right. So Wally got 5, Stephen's on 5, and James is on 7. So James wins it. I think that actually worked. I think that actually worked quite well. It was a decent laugh.
Yep.
I don't know how much more you could do, because it took me a while to find all the hard names to spell, or perceived hard names to spell. There's no many more. I mean, we're not going to go James Forrest and that down that route unless Franny's on. But
Coon, Nicholas Coon.
okay, but listen, I enjoyed that. It was quite good. I like
It's good,
when
mate.
folks bell hangs rang and I'm in control. But I'd have struggled with a lot of that stuff, the same as you. But just to finish off the podcast, since we're at 2 hours and 40 minutes,
Kick off times
I
approaching.
never thought for a second that this would get to that. The topics I had, I was like, there's no way it's going to go that long. I'll be fine. But it's went that long and I've enjoyed it. But we'll finish off. I'll come to yourself, Stephen. I've enjoyed myself. I'll come to yourself first, Stephen. Score and lineup predictions, simple as that.
James, you sitting outside, mate?
Somebody's,
is it fucking...
it's that
Mate,
far
they're
now. It's
fucking
coming
been
through.
turning it up,
Right?
man. I wish I was sitting outside. Fucking Tyson Fury will be hiring this after me next week to cut weight.
For me, line up Joe Hart, Alistair Johnson, Carter Vickers, Scales, Greg Taylor, Calmac, O'Reilly, Hatate, Kuhn, Kyogo, and Mieta. My score prediction for... Fuck me, I hate feeling this confident. My score prediction for tomorrow is 2-1 to Celtic.
That's not confident.
Nice.
Hey, what do you think, though?
I'm down playing it, Willie. I wanted to say 6-0, but I'm down playing it.
And James?
Joe Hart, Johnson, Scales, Vickers, Taylor, O'Reilly, Hatate, McGregor, Kyogo, Forrest, Maeda. I think it goes one of two ways. I think we absolutely smash them, or it's a score draw. So for that reason, I'm going to go Celtic 4, Rangers 4. No, I'll go 4-0. Aye.
Oh,
So you think Tavernier's going to miss his penalty then, aye?
We Tav will find it on the
Tav, you called it. You said it. You said it there.
Fucking hell, welcome to the joke, mate.
It's sarcasm, your party.
Welcome to the joke.
Tom Daly,
Welcome to the joke. I love that. That's class.
I'm tired. Fuck you, you prick.
But just yourself, Willie. And
same team as James, and the same score as Ryan, 3-1 for me. It's funny how nobody's... Is a Wata thing just went away now? Calmax had one good game against Hearts. Everybody was wanting a Wata starting 2 weeks ago.
No. I was wanting a Wata starting because we didn't have the personnel.
There we go. Aye. Calmac, man of the match. Kyogo to score because he's a Hunt Scalper and 3-1. Happy days.
3-1.
League wrapped up, and then we'll win the Scottish Cup day.
Aye, I'm going to go Joe Hart, Johnston, Carter Vickers, Scales, Taylor, McGregor, Hatate, O'Reilly, Maeda, Kyogo, and Fune.
The Führer.
Aye, I don't know who's starting in that side. What is it?
The fuck?
Fune. I don't know if it's going to be Forrest or Kuhn. I can't make my mind up, so I'm going Fune.
To be fair to Willie, though, the Führer was a great. He was a great right winger.
Aye.
Oh,
aye. And by the way, I'm going to stick with the 4-1 and first goal Fune. But hey, listen. I've enjoyed this tonight. It's really let the night pass quite well, but I'm going to wake up in the morning and I'm going to be fucking out of myself. I done all my bathroom cleaning and that tonight, so I'll just get up in the morning, I'll get the breakfast, the hoovern's all done, the breakfast, the hair will be done, and I'll be ready to go. I'm really looking forward to it. What's everybody's plans for watching the game tomorrow?
For me, I'm going to watch it with my granda. I'm gonna in the morning. Gonna go walk, get myself a nice breakfast to chill out. Go and watch the football, and then get a few beers for after. Looking forward to it. Going to be hopefully a great day and a great result for Celtic Football Club.
Yeah, man. I'll come to you, James, because Willie's absolutely fucking spewing.
I'll be sitting in the, as I said in the chat, the James Forrest North stand. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it.
It's good. Superb, mate. And by the way, I hope you get the fucking big roar and spur the team on, because the fans are going to play a humongous part tomorrow. Similar to last Saturday, the fans will spur the team on. The team will spur the fans on. That's what we want. But Wally, I know that you're going to a good friend's wedding. Will you be able to get any time of the game at all?
Should be. Unfortunately for me, two of my best pals have decided to get married and picked that day. I was absolutely certain it was going to be a Sunday, this game. I was like, no, but unfortunately it's fell on this day. I'm told I should get the first half hour.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to miss the last 15 minutes of the first half and then half time, and I should catch the second half, so it shouldn't be horrendous. I'm sure there'll be a few boys with phones on. I can't do that. It's two of my best pals getting married. I can't watch a phone while they're getting married.
I totally get that.
So it's been a bit of shit timing, but I should get most of the game in, so it's not too bad. And then if we get the victory, it's brilliant, because half the people that are gone are Sevco fans, so I'll be partying the whole fucking night away on that dance floor. I'll get the band to sing Simply the Best, and I'll be the first one up there dancing. Right? So hopefully we get a result and I can rub a few noses in it. It'll be a good celebration. There's a lot, well, you know, Johnny, a lot of his family is massive Celtic fans as well, so it should be a big celebration if we do get the victory. So I'm looking forward to it. I shouldn't miss too much, so I'm actually looking forward to it. But in recent times, this wee place that I've built, you guys come along, it's my favourite times of the year when you guys come along and we watch the game together and we get a full day. I'm just disappointed to be missing it in that, but we'll do that for the cup final, so it's no long to wait till we do it again. So I'm all right.
Aye, and by the way, just off the back of that, can I just wish all the best of luck and have a great day to Johnny and Ellie. Really good luck to them, and take it all in, because it'll be by year before you ken what's happened. And it's the best day of your life. But it'll be my best day of my life tomorrow too if we win the game. And I'm going to take all that in, and I can't wait for it. And that's the end of the podcast. And I just want to thank everybody for sticking with us. I have no idea what we're sitting at viewers-wise.
132.
Really, 132. That's on me. Thank you. You are welcome. But seriously, I really appreciate everybody sticking with us. It's actually went over the 2.5 hour mark, which is absolutely disgusting. But there you go. And I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Have you guys?
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. Just want to make people aware as well. We're going to be doing a post-match reaction tomorrow after the game.
I was going to make folk aware of that, but
okay.
Once a host, always a host.
Aye, go for it, man.
You are dicks tonight, mate.
But you go ahead. You have a bit of fun there.
Myself and McGinty and I think Gav are going to be on tomorrow after the game, good or bad. So looking forward to that. And as Ross said, for me, pass on the best wishes to the bride and groom, Willie, from myself and obviously the podcast as well. Like Ross said, hope to have a fantastic day, and like you as well, hope you get pissed, Willie, and have a good time yourself. But yeah, looking forward to tomorrow. It was a great chat tonight, and I think Christoph said in the chat it was the best anti-stress show you can have. I feel great. I've had good crack. I'm buzzing for tomorrow.
I know you say that. You seem like you've been stressed out your fucking tits the last half hour.
Because I'm fucking spelling me shit. That's right.
That's going to be the last spelling bee. But no, listen, James, bring the thunder tomorrow, mate. Bring the roar. Cheer the team on. And again, thanks to everybody who's stuck with us. Any new listeners or viewers, if you have liked what you've seen, like and subscribe, and welcome along. Really appreciate everybody. And come on the Celtic tomorrow. And Stephen, I'll give it over yourself to take us out.
And what will be, will be. Stay well and keep safe. Hail, hail.
Let's have plenty of fun.